Training futures in the night, so cold rocket dreams, resilience in the fold. Hedge pressurizing, the charts are bold. DD bands rapping, stories untold. Riding with rocket scooter AI, up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train hold never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, midnight glory, heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud, future kings spinning on their cloud. Riding with rocket scooter AI, up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Ascending, mind on fire, never ending. Trees of gold, endless fight. Push on through the endless night. Riding with rocket scooter AI, up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Charts, midnight glory, heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud, future kings standing on their cloud. Checking the charts with her AI, up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, tracking the charts, midnight glory. Sanctuary in all its blending, mind on fire, never ending. Dreams of gold, endless fight. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night.
Good morning. Good morning, fam. What's up? Welcome to the stream, everybody. What's up, everyone? Just me talking out loud. Stu, Jimmy, Simon. Get touched on Sean. Jay Hicks, a fellow Simon, Elman, Christoph, PB Ransom, Jeff, Brian, Mike, Sean, Pat. What's up, Nadia? What's up, Bisa? What's up, Morris? What's up, Johnny? What's up, Aid? EWG, Eric, Nadia, Lyndon, Francesco, and the trader. What's up? Good morning, everybody. Pre-market crew, ready to get going. Aaron, hey, what's up? What's up, Jordans? All right. Jordans for sale. Do you sell Jordans, or do you? That's just your name on YouTube. I'm a big fan of Jordans. What's up, everyone? Saab, what's up, Nadia? What's up, Maiko? All right, let's dive into it. No need to waste any time. I think I'm coming out with a little bit of a cold, so a little sniffles today. What's a little pre-market dive here? What's going on with that? What time was that? Oh, yeah, the ADP numbers. Okay. That's right. Where's today? You do, but the market's dead? With the Jordans? Really? Tell me more about that. I'm curious, because we're like, you know, iDoc's on like consignment and stuff, you know, buying and selling luxury items and stuff. And she even was like, we should get into this. We've been talking about our next big business idea. I don't know if we would, but what's with the market? Is there just like fashion's changed, or the demand is down, or the prices are higher? What's going on? What's up, Tom? Good morning. Good morning. All right, here we go. Manufacturing PMI is down a little bit. Construction spending is better than before. It's down on the estimate, but it's not as bad as last time. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm such an idiot. Wake up, Matt. It's not Monday. I'm like, what? Today's Wednesday, right? Okay. ADP numbers. There we go. I was like, I don't remember construction spending being on Wednesday. Oh, wait a minute. It's not Monday. Okay. Let's wake up. There we go. Non-farm came down at a 37 on a 111 forecast. It's a huge miss. Look at the numbers, actually. Mortgage applications also down. Yeah, we'll check the mortgage rate. I was curious to see how that was changing when I got my house. What's up? What's up? Yeah. Good. So when I got my house back in December of last year, I told myself mortgage rates are going to keep going up. And looks like I was right. Some of the realtors were like, yeah, you know, mortgage rates might go down. You know, they look like they're going down. And I looked at all the data and I was like, nah, I think they're going to go up. We actually got on the stream and we're correlating some of the factors that go into mortgage rates. And then we deduced on the stream that they should be going up. And I think when I locked in my house, somewhere around here, like 6.5 or something like that. And it still hasn't gone down. And I don't think it's going to go down for a while. So the question we had was like, they were like, should you wait a month or two? And I was like, I don't think it's going to come down. It looks like 6 months later, it still hasn't. Okay, I was curious about that. Bridge applications, just noisy. It's like seasonality in this and stuff. Really no data. I can't see any patterns in that. ADP numbers. Let's zoom in. So employment is slowing down. This is the 4 months of this like yeah, look at it. It kind of doesn't look right. This little area right here looks a little suspect, you know, in regards to like the healing economy, growing economy. Remember, we had the jolts printing up for the last 3 or 4 months, available jobs, but also the non-farms and the ADP side aren't necessarily going up with it. So why is there a discrepancy? Why do we have not a lot of people filling those a lot of jobs that are open? Do they want too much money? Product inflation, so they can't get the job, or maybe not skilled enough, or what's going on with that? Or are robots taking over because AI? Who knows? Who knows? But you'd like to see the ADP numbers going up. The jolts are going up. That's to help see the healthier labor market. This is showing a very weak, a lot weaker labor market. You guys remember the jolts? Right? Piece the two together. Available jobs, available workers. And what's the holdup? Hold on. I guess I wouldn't say going up maybe that much. Never mind. I thought, am I living in Bizarro World? Because I thought I was, oh, maybe just upticked, yeah, this last time. Okay, so maybe jolts are not necessarily going up. Never mind. I thought they were. Did they must have revised the number or something, because last time, remember, the jolts had like tailed up a couple times. Okay, well, that's cool. So no real change in the jolts. I thought it was going up. Maybe I woke up in a different universe today. I'm thinking it's Monday. Here I am thinking the jolts went up. Okay, that's normal. So there is no job creation and there's no changes in employment. So we're kind of stalling then. Okay, that's not that bad. Okay, so this is more like a stalling case. ADP numbers aren't going up, and then there's not only jobs creation. So I think the state of the economy, we're stalling. Maybe it's because people aren't necessarily like in a growth mode in the middle of the tariffs. Like the uncertainty there is like nobody's investing in that. Instead, they're investing in the idea that, you know, we got to get through this and lowering our costs there. Okay. So you think demand has changed for Jordans? People don't seem as interested in it. Really, kind of like fashion. There's a certain amount of time trends change. As we're rolling into that, I'm curious the cyclical nature of Jordans, because they have all, I mean, ever since I was a kid, Jordan's always been popular. Well, they're popular and they're not popular, popular, not popular. There's always like, you know, like eras where like they just come back in huge force. So yeah, it's just fashion trends, I guess, right? But I'm sure there will be a time when, so I remember when I was in high school, they came out with like the all red one. I forget what it was called. The whole shoe was red. And it was just everybody had that shoe. It was like crazy. And then like it brought him back. And then there was the black and white ones, I think from like 2000. Everyone had to. My brother got a pair for Christmas. Interesting. Yeah, thanks for sharing, man. I was always interested how. Because I always seem like those are like Jordans are more like a timeless sort of piece of fashion that everyone would always kind of like them. There's always a demand for it, kind of like a Rolex, you know? But to see that the demand has cycles like any other fashion does make sense. Yeah, plus our age group from the Jordan era is now 40s or 50s. Like the brand isn't as meaningful. That does make sense. Yeah. There's a lot of people didn't experience watching Jordan play. I watched him play against the Rockets in '94 whenever it was like, I saw Bulls and Rockets play back in the day. And I remember when we tied, actually another game I went to, I remember seeing the Bulls, we went and watched like the Rockets, whatever it was, 15 game or whatever winning streak, where we tied the Bulls for the longest winning streak. I was at that game as a teenager. Dad took me and my brother to that. We didn't go to a lot of games because we didn't have a lot of money, but I always remember that game. That was cool. Yeah, so I remember it was like But they beat that winning streak in 2007, I think, right? Or 8, something like that. But yeah, back in the day, it was like 1994, I think. Yeah, 15 games. That's right. 15 games. All right, let's take a look at it. Morning, guys. What's up? Did you find an X account ever go through KYC? It did. And all of you guys who are, I talked to them and they were like, okay, so I had a big conversation with the folks at Fund Next yesterday. And they were like, you know, we want to thank you guys so much. Y'all have been the most helpful group. Y'all are so awesome for giving us all this feedback. Trust me, tons of changes are coming through this month. We're working around the clock to get it done. So you guys' feedback is going through. Because remember, they're a giant, massive CFD firm that works in multiple countries. And now they're coming to the US to do a futures, you know, prop firm, right? And the futures, we're already used to certain standards and certain ways things operate. And they brought the global standards in, right? Which is a little more strict, a little more, you know, kind of generic because it has to operate in multiple countries and things. And, you know, American prop firms kind of spoil us. We go out there, we get funded very cheap. We get funded the next morning. There's no KYC. Like companies are just, hey, you got funded. Here's a paycheck, you know? And to adopt that kind of mentality is something that I'm really trying to sell to them. You know, said this is kind of the way it is. And they're like, yeah, we totally get it. And we're working towards like, you know, getting towards that. And we understand the market and everything. Be patient with us. But anybody that you know that's waiting or something, you know, we got a surge of, you know, people from that big sale. So obviously our customer service is behind. And the manual KYC where they're like, you know, you're going through, you know, one at a time to verify people are real sort of thing. We don't really do that here, right? Most of you guys get paid a couple of payouts before you know, some firm might say, hey, can you give me a video just to show me that it's you? You know, people don't do that out the door here. Most of the firms kind of just throw you to funded the next day. And I told them, you know, the standards are you get funded, write a GlobeX close, it updates your account, it sends you the documentation, you sign the agreement. Next morning, you're trading live. We're trading funded, you know, and they're like, okay, yeah, no, we get it. We're working towards all that. We're making some big changes this month. So any of your guys that have any delays because of the line, let me know. We'll get them in first. So you guys, I immediately, you know, sent some emails over to them. So if you had an email, you're like, hey, go check on my account. I send it to them. They're going to work on it immediately. Since, you know, being so helpful to them, they're going to be very helpful to us. I got my account immediately overnight, switched to funded, no KYC, nothing. They just like, here you go. There it is. You already did this once. You don't have to do it again. And I was like, okay, so should be good. Or somebody said stay away from prop firms. Yeah, I mean, the other thing is a lot of firms do this to make sure you're not cheating. If you're suspected of cheating, or they suspect that you're not who you say you are. Like if somebody's 90-year-old grandma is day trading, they want to see them get on there and then interview them to make sure it's really them, right? A lot of people around the world get banned from trading or whatever, or banned from the firm, and they'll try to circumvent and get in. It's like wearing a fake mustache to get back into the casino if you're a card counter. Clearly the casino is going to like regulate that, right? And then prop firm is basically a casino. Now, most of the firms usually look for unusual activity. Then they're like, okay, we need to make sure you're really you. Can you hop on a Zoom call or something? But Funded Next has been asking a lot of people up front before they go funded to do the same thing. It's not unusual behavior for prop firms to do something like that. It's actually very common. It's just not, it's just rare that they employ that. But it's something that most of them will do. Especially like before you go live or before you go something, they always have that discretion. It's always in every race terms and conditions that they may do that. And it's just a cautionary thing for the prop firm to make sure you're not like some cheater that got banned and then you snuck back in. And you got to think of that as a good thing because of what happened with what's it called? Fast Track Trading, right? It went under because of, insolvency issues, and cheats risk the firm going under. So the protection layer of that is to keep the health of the firm up. And you got to kind of respect that a little bit because it keeps, it's why they're big and it's why they'll stay big. And it's why you won't ever get to a point where you have a big payout and then they run out of money. If they take that due diligence, you kind of have to respect it a little bit. As annoying as it is, you have to think of, you go to Disney World, there's a line in front of every ride. As annoying as that is, it's just because it makes the ride worth it. Once you get to the end, you're like, man, that was cool. And this is kind of the thing, there's a line, you got to wait and it sucks, but you know, the demand is high, and that's kind of part of anything that's become cool and popular really quick. So, but you guys, why am I promoting prop firms? I make a shit ton of money doing it. Past yesterday, you move up the line. Where should I share your info? Yeah, just send me your email, Alex. So next payout daily. Yes, every 5 days that you trade, you can get a payout whenever you want, any day. There's no payout windows. I'm affiliate with them. They done yours first, yours fast. Well, they'll do all of y'all's fast too. Remember, not just in an affiliate with them, but I work a good relationship with these prop firms. You guys gotta understand, there's a benefit to, you know, being in our community and being friendly with somebody like me and a firm like that, because I can call them or talk to them immediately. I talked to the owner yesterday, and I'm just, you know, voicing my concerns, and they're just like, yeah, we'll work with you guys directly. And so you guys get to skip the line. And I'm like the guy that comes out of the back, and I'm like, hey, I got you, the owner, kind of thing. As cool as that sounds, I mean, it's better just to not, you know, the generic customer service is overwhelmed, and you know, you guys are kind of hold a special place our community does in their hearts, because they really enjoy working with us. You know, obviously we're a really big community, really big on YouTube, and they'll push us to the front of the line, you know, because I asked them to. I was like, you know, we had this big sale. We promoted a little bit, and, you know, we will make sure we're treated well. And they're like, we got you. Don't worry, man. We got you. They don't want to lose our business. So, you know, not because I'm an affiliate, but they don't want to lose our business. That's really the reason. And they understand how big we are and how, you know, influential you guys are. So, but somebody says, you know, I mean, I'm always not sure yet. I've always been a real trader. I've always traded my live accounts. I still trade my live accounts, my real accounts. Prop firm is just something, you know, that is very popular and everybody does now. And there's really nothing wrong with it, because there's a lot of new traders, you know, that aren't necessarily blessed to walk up there with millions of dollars to, you know, like to their name to trade with. A lot of people are still working their day jobs, or paycheck to paycheck. They may get a couple $100 or maybe a couple $1,000 at the end of the month to spend on, you know, day trading. And so, you know, prop firms are a necessity for the newer crowd of traders, as I'm an old school guy that never did this prop firm thing until recently. I realized how popular it was. I used to be the one trading elitist that thought prop firms were for newbies and I'm never going to touch them, and everyone else did it. But then for me as an educator, I kind of just fell to the sidelines, because, you know, people were like, yeah, I mean, your tricks are good. It teaches you how to trade futures, but I'm doing this prop firm thing with like daily drawdowns and daily loss limits. And, you know, you're like trading with this different strategy that doesn't apply. And then it was kind of hard to relate to people, because in real futures trading, you trade it completely differently than prop firm trading. So as far as the education goes, you know, the educational market is really strong in the prop firm world, because that's what everyone does now. And it means a whole lot to the futures community if you're actually doing what they're doing, you know? Yeah. How is Matt doing martingale with multiple accounts? I'm not doing a martingale with multiple accounts. That's not what I'm doing. Yeah, if you're having any issues with them, just send me your email and chat. I'll send it over to them. Yeah. You guys nailed it. I mean, it happened. Remember it was like a couple months ago, like Take Profit was overwhelmed their tech support. I mean, hell, sometimes Rocket Scooter goes through growth spurts and we get overwhelmed. Sometimes you just can't anticipate how popular you're going to be. And, you know, I'm not gonna lie, you know, between, you know, me and a handful of people, we blew those guys up and they just got overwhelmed. And I was surprised on how receptive everybody was to that sale. But it was the biggest, you know, kind of like the best account that I've ever seen in a prop firm with all the rules and stuff. And it just got crazy, you know, amount of traction. I mean, hell, I went and maxed out with them. You're about to get your first pay from them? Oh, dude, that's nice. Yeah, the pay is quick. I've gotten 2 payouts with them already, almost like $6,000 in the first 2 weeks of being with them. So it was actually quick and easy to get your payout once you're in. Mo's over there, like he knows my PT, he knows my OCD is like crazy. He's watching me like line these up because he knows I'm like super OCD about it. And this is just me being like fidget spinner on my own charts while I'm talking to you guys. I'm just like fidgeting around and like I have to line them up perfectly. You have to have the two of them like they're just like floating in midair right now, not even doing anything. I'm just kind of like playing around with them. I'm sure you guys are like staring at it like he's just like me. You got to line it up perfectly. Yeah, I'm just goofing around. Let me stop triggering some of y'all by having them not lined up. Let's move them out of the way for now. You got the market opening in about 20 something minutes. So it's not martingale. So martingale is a specific strategy where what you do is in any particular bet that you make, you must double your bet each time you lose. So you trade, say if like I bought 1 and I lost, and then I bought 2 and then I lost, and I bought 4 and then I lost, and I bought 8 and then I won. Martingale doesn't really apply to trading, but in that sense of always doubling your bet every time you lose, that's what a martingale is. So it's similar by like to some degree, but the martingale takes advantage of just the numerical part of doubling your bet. And if I start off with $100 and I lost a coin flip, and then I bet 200 and I lost a coin flip, and then I bet 400 and then I won the coin flip, I lost this much and I gained this much. So I walked up to the table with $100 in my pocket, or $300 in my pocket. Actually, let me start over. Let's do the math. I walked up with 500 in my pocket. Okay. My first bet I lost 100. My second bet I lost 200, so I'm down to 200. And then I won 400, so now I'm up $600. I ended up gaining exactly my original bet as profit. And a martingale, it's always the case. If you double your bet every time, the one time you win, you gain your original small bet as profit. So a martingale inches you forward as long as you can take infinite risk and have infinite money, have infinite time. And so with the 50-50 kind of coin flip strategy, that's what that is. In the prop firm world, they consider martingale like if you keep adding to a loser, ultimately to win. Similar to that, but I don't ever add to a loser. What I define a loser is when you lose this key support pivot. Let's pretend like I have a heavy good support pivot here and a good support pivot here. If I were to choose to long here, that is a winning hand. If the market falls to here and I choose to long there as well, I wouldn't do that. This is really far away, but just pretend that I would. It's two really good, strong pivots. And I see it more like if I walk up to a card table, and I know you don't play blackjack, but the card's already dealt. But pretend that the cards are already dealt at the blackjack table, and you have two different seats sitting there at the table. And you can see that this one has a jack and this one has a king. You're just like, okay. Oh, and the dealer says, yeah, you want to pick one of these hands and play with? You're like, oh, yeah, well, can I play both of them? Because they both look good. He's like, sure. Put a bet on both of them. Okay, let me bet on this one and this one. It's betting on two very high probable hands just because they're nearby. And the question is, do I just cut this one and long on this one, or do I hold on that one and then hold on this one? If they're both 90% probable, it makes sense to take both of them. These are both high odds for a blackjack, right? Well, at least whenever you have two hands nearby with the fixed number of cards in the deck, each time you don't get a blackjack, the odds of the next one go slightly up when you do get a blackjack. Because if this is not the ace, then the probability that becomes the ace becomes slightly better. So each hand you do play makes the next hand more probable, right? And so in that particular sense, any long trade I do that has another long pivot off of it, I'm always likely to take both of them if they're nearby. Now, if they're far away, I wouldn't. Now, here's an example of something I would do. I'll have a place where I cut all together. Now, we have two different trade setups here that I always long in a bull zone. And this little ratio is greater than half, and I always long in a bear zone top. Especially hard when that ratio is greater than half too. This trade and this trade. So the market is falling, for instance. I've got like a couple of different pivots to play on. And what if it's just bouncing around here like this? I want to add at that strong pivot and add at this strong pivot. But then if I lose this pivot, I'm going to go ahead and stop out of all of it. The idea is I'm building one cost basis somewhere closer, if I can, to the stronger pivot, but I have a little bit on the table in case the first pivot runs. So this isn't considered a martingale because I'm adding to a loser, quote unquote. I consider all of this one trade. It's building a position at two really good hands. And that's key to my strategy. And I only do it on certain pivots, and only if they're nearby and there's ground rules. So that the whole point of that strategy is to play two hands. Why make a bet with the stock market being random that I just long from there? Right? What happens if it falls there? What happens if it falls there? This is a pivot, that's a pivot, that's a pivot. Well, I might want to take all three of them. Now you can take a long, stop, long, stop, long, stop. It's not adding to a loser. It's adding discreetly at the places you know it can bounce, but avoiding the places that it probably couldn't, right? And that's pretty much how I do it, right? And I think, like, you know, amateur mathematicians or traders would be like, isn't that like a martingale? Well, no, it's not a martingale, because a martingale is a random, it's a random chance game with a 50% odds, and you're just doubling your bet to take advantage of the fact that doubling your bet pays out. And what I do make my bet slightly bigger to lower my cost basis as much as I can to the second pivot. But what it is, it's actually the choice that I did was to increase my odds of winning, because this could pivot and so could this. If this is 90% and that's 90%, then it makes sense to take both of them in case this one is the small probability that fails. When you do any mathematics of the combination of this, if A and B fail, 10% chance and 10% chance, when you multiply those together, it's a 1% chance that both of them fail. So this is a 10% chance to fail. This is a 1% chance to fail, because you have to multiply, because they're 10% individually. But the idea is if for both of them to fail, you need a 10% chance and a 10% chance. So your odds drop significantly, if you think about it like that. And in reality, these aren't even real odds. Like, these are just probabilities of closing on the same side here. But you understand, like, the mechanism of that, right? For two low probability events, the probability is very low that both of them fail. So now I take the stab at that. So yeah, it's a great conversation. I love chatting about that. Now, let me tell you guys something pretty cool. I don't know if I'm reading too much into this, but it's time to celebrate, you guys. Maybe. I don't know. I made a tweet yesterday to share, like, my bigger account. People are like, so how are your accounts doing right now? How you been doing? Blah, blah, blah. So this is my bigger Tradeify account. Okay. I've got 5 accounts of Tradeify. I'm balancing like 130, 140,000 total profit, whatever. This is my best account. I've been babysitting it for, I don't know, since February, March, somewhere in there. And this account is now sitting at $200,000 or $192,000 balance. 51,000 profit in that account. I took, I don't know how many, probably 4 or 5 payouts out of this, whatever the math is on that. And I made this tweet, and I was like, I watched the gurus blowing up thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of times with influencers. I see them just popping out Apex accounts left and right, and people actually follow and listen to them. I mean, I've been watching people. I watched this one dude who was like posting $100,000 payouts in January. I haven't seen one since then. I'm watching them blow up new Apex accounts every month. I was like, can your guru do this? So I was just kind of being, snarky and funny. I babysit this one account at 75% win rate, even through the crash. And I got a little tweet like this. Look at this. It's time. Does that mean the promotion's coming soon? Right over there teasing me? We'll see. So that'd be awesome. Because I've been, my goal with prop firms is to, as a challenge, just go live with every major firm. So it's getting close to being time. I've made it past, like, pretty much. I don't have the maximum payout threshold yet, but they can move you to live at any time. The idea that I can skip the line and get pushed ahead a little faster would be kind of nice. I'll eventually get there, but. If he's goofing off with me, then that'd be funny. But hopefully there's some seriousness to it. Idoc was like texting me. She's like, "Did you see what Brett said? Is he moving you to live?" I was like, "Oh, I didn't even see that." So maybe soon. You know, they can move you to live at their discretion, and I've been doing very well over there. Hopefully so. You get your max payouts, and they move you to live automatically, but they can move you to live at any time. And my goal, I told you guys when I was doing Tradeify, was I said, you know what? I'm gonna say screw consistency. I'm just gonna put big fat balances in all these accounts and get there as fast as possible. Just have a big fat balance and then slowly work my way to each payout. So I rushed some of these accounts, 30, 40, 50 grand in profit, and just got there as fast as I could. That way they never blow up. And now I can just babysit these accounts and make a couple thousand a day on them and get my payouts. You'll see how that works. Grab some TBT accounts. So when you log into Tradeivate and sign the docs, given the option to choose market, replay, or simulation. Does that make sense? Simulation. Yeah, choose sim. With the prop firms, this is Tradeivate's way of asking you which environment you want to go into. Market replay is like that feature where you can go back and play previous days in the market for testing purposes. You'll never use that when you're trading. You'll have a simulation account environment pretty much always for prop firm. You'll always choose sim, and the only time you'll ever choose live if it's a real funded account. Not like a real live account. Not a funded account with the prop firms, you will still pick sim. So if you pass your prop firm account and they move you to funded, you're still going to pick sim. In the rare case you go to live, like I'm live with my fund and futures, I log into the live environment. The live environment will show up as an option when you have a live account, so don't even have to think about it. Just always pick sim. You should be good. What's up? Good morning, Fred. How you doing, man? And Con, man, just stick with it, bro. Like, I know it's like trading is tough, and it took me like 5 years to really start getting like consistent enough where I was like not scared to take this full time, or not scared to like not do this full time. So if you guys have been blowing up accounts or not having a good time, and you've been struggling for 2, 3, 4 years, it's part of the game. Even me, I've been there too. All right, let's talk about the market today. A little bit of dip. ADP numbers came out. We have a lessening. If you guys don't mind, do me a favor, smash that like button. We're doing a giveaway today in a little bit. I think today we're going to do... let's do another Fund to Next giveaway. That'd be that today. All right. Actually, you know what? Let's do the giveaways later on in the week once everything kind of settles down. I want people to jump in line with them just yet. Let's have a kind of like a less congested experience there. Let's do my fund and futures desk. We have some of those. We do futures desk. Yeah, we can do that. We might do some others. My fund of futures. And we'll do the giveaways a little bit sooner to throw off the people that just show up for the giveaways. And our viewers, 500 likes. Let's go. Hit that like button, guys. And I'd be so excited to get my Tradeify live faster than actually having to earn it all the way through. If they think you're a good enough trader and you've got good enough stats, they'll push you to live. That's any prop firm out there. So it's usually subjective based on how well you're doing. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been fucking crushing it over there. So we'll see how that works. In the meantime, check out some information from our partners. Don't forget to use code RocketScooter everywhere you go. The more you use our code, the more I go out there and argue for more accounts to give away. And I'll go out there and go to these prop firms and ask them for big fat salaries for myself like the influencers do. I already buy my own Italian sports car with my own money. Instead, when I make more sales, I tell them to give me more accounts to give away, and they all listen. And every month we've gotten pretty much bigger and bigger and bigger. This month we'll be giving away 100 plus accounts and then some. Hit that like button, guys. Everybody. Is ETF a good option? They are. If you like the static account or the direct to funded account, ETF's a really good option. That's who, if you want the best experience trading, like in general, a static account is the easiest account to trade with. The easiest of all of them. And ETF has a really solid static account. The big fat drawdown on it. So you don't have to deal with trailing drawdown, end of the day drawdown, none of that. Gurler's got some good advice for you guys in chat. Saying, you guys have to do more paper trading before you invest in real accounts, put your trading into practice for your find your strategy. And find your strategy, once you're profitable in paper trading, then move to prop firms. Yeah, like that's even a better step into going to prop firms, practice with paper trading. And even so, paper trading is, is good for a little bit. Prop firms will give you those emotions that you immediately want to start practicing with. The cost in trading prop firms is not that much. So you can even skip paper trading is good to refine a strategy for a little bit. And you can even skip doing that altogether if you have a little bit of, capital to spend. Your prop firm costs is not necessarily going to be a lot unless you're buying the expensive accounts. But you can always buy cheaper accounts when they're on sale. Like when Apex has a sale, go load up on them. And but you do want to move into prop firms at some point if you're in your practicing phase rather than your own money. And paper trading for a little bit before you do that's a pretty decent idea. But remember, when you're trading, the hardest part of trading is the feelings and the emotions. Like as real as you can get it, prop firms will give you that like feeling, that rush, that sadness, that craziness that you'll feel. That paper trading you'll just shrug off, right? That's great advice. And it's kind of saying exactly, I agree with you as well. What he's saying is your strategy. Like you need to get used to your strategy itself. By where you push the buttons and how you work your chart. And imagine this, right? As the market is moving around, all these things that I do and monitor, you can practice that in a day trading, paper trading environment. Like market's moving. Okay, where's my support? Where's my resistance? What's my R&R? I can start practicing all that math and how to maneuver and where to click the button. And after a little bit of time, it's not making me a better trader. It's just getting me familiar with my strategy. And then once I'm solid with like where to click, what to look at, where to put everything, then okay, now I'll move to props. Yeah. So you're actually practicing the muscle memory of what you do every single morning. Like pretend this is a paper trading environment. I just woke up. Okay, what's my greater market? Where's my liquidity maps? Where's my pivots? Where do I long? Okay, where's my opportunities? Here and here and here. Okay. So, and y'all are both right. And paper trading doesn't help you get better at trading at all. It just helps you practice your strategy. Down. All right, guys, more like button. Let's go. Hit it. Let's get that to like 500. New 20-day masterclass start already? Nope. I think we're on class number 13 or 14. We'll be starting over in about 3 weeks. So we're tailing up the end of it right now, or the last half of it right now. Paper to prop, way different than your cash, even mental step. It's a big difference, yeah. Yeah, Gurler's right. It's the emotion that kill you. Tradeify is a great one to learn with 20% consistency. It forces you to trade small. Yeah, it does. What's up, Ty? Good morning. Ooh, greater market. Yep, greater market's going to be bullish today, guys. We open up in 6 minutes. DD ratio, greater than half. Monthly maps, they were bullish yesterday, and they're going to be bullish again today. We didn't have any major sell-offs. Everything's kind of repaired itself to look good. When you have your bottom of your bull zone sloping down, your top of your bear zone sloping down, according to our handout, that is very bullish. So monthly maps will be bullish. SPY will be above MHP, DD ratio greater than half. These are our 3 greater market signals. All 3 are bullish. I'm going to be bullish. We have no crazy alerts that I can see. We're opening kind of flat in the middle. And we're just going to go off the maps today. Same old, same old. Remember the last 3 days, we traded basically like this. The market went pop, drop, and then rally. That screwed a lot of people over. I ultimately crawled back by the end of that day. Yesterday was similar, but it wasn't like as bad. Yesterday was like pop, drop, and then rally. So let's see if we get the same thing today. We're opening roughly flat-ish on the day. I don't know where this half gap is going to be. It's going to be somewhere over here. We'll move it around when the market opens. Let's move these out of the way here. We know the rules. 88% of days will close in between these green bands. So we have really strong pivots between them. We're kind of sitting there in the middle. Nice and pretty. Monthly hedge pressure down at the bottom. This is, let me move this out of the way here. There's just extra lines that we have. We have supports inside of here. What the heck is this white line? Oh, that's the old lowest price. Let's just move this all out of the way here. All right. Bull pivots across the board. Our blues are always a bull pressure zone. So anywhere inside of here is pressure to the upside. MHP being out of bounds. Probably not going to interact with it today, but the market does sell off really hard. We know that this is that area that I like to long from every single time. That green line is rock solid, baby. Rock solid. I love to hit it every time. Somebody said when they moved to paper trading to firms, I'm going to say to yourself, trust the process. Let go. Trust the process. The dopamine hits when your trade pays out, had you hooked. And the problem is that when you're trading, any feelings you have is bad. If you feel happy when you win, you're going to feel devastated when you lose. The goal is to feel nothing when you trade, like as little as possible. When I win, I don't sit there and like run downstairs and, hi Doc, I made 20K today, and she's high-fiving me in the hallway, and I'm like, yeah, we can buy all this stuff. It's just, to me, when I win, it's like I close the book on it and then it's over. Like, move on to the next. So get used to just not celebrating. That's like the hard. People say, how do I control emotions? My trick is don't celebrate. It's harder to control the sad ones or the hurtful ones, but it's easy to control the celebrate ones. When you feel that rush of, oh my God, I won, don't. Just like push it out. Try to be numb, and that's really helpful. Try not to be happy when you won something, because what happens is when you've taken a big loss, the next day, once you've made a little bit, that happiness dopamine reward will make you cut your profits early. You'll be so happy and relieved that you finally made something, you'll cut wins early. So really hard to get rid of the bad emotions because a lot of people use the good ones as a crush, and you don't realize the good ones are actually just as bad as the bad ones. And when you start to say like, and it's bad because like as everyone is out there trading, it's kind of thrown in your face, all this, what I like to call trader porn or whatever, all these gurus and influencers, showing off their cars and showing off their money and stuff. It's very titillating, and it makes you feel like, oh man, I can make all this money, and you get excited about it. The trick is to not feel anything. Don't feel excited about it. I don't sit here today and think like, if I make 50 grand, my problems are solved. I sit here and think I need to win this trade. What are the odds? And I win the game, and any part of me being pleased with myself is because I just stuck to my plan and executed the trade. It's never like the dollar amount that I'm happy about. So to get rid of the bad emotions that hurt you when you're losing, you have to get rid of the good ones that help you when you're winning. You don't want to feel that addiction, that rush. You got to get rid of all of it, man. You got to be like a numb robot, just like staring into space. Numbers, what are they? All right, at 2 minutes, let me get some water real quick. I'll be right back. Oh, yeah. I know I like celebrate on stream and stuff, but it's really all just for show and everything. I don't really sit here and like feel super excited or happy about trading. To me, it's just doing my job well. I keep hitting these I'm always cleaning my glasses, but there's perfect. So guys, don't forget to hit that like button, friends. Everybody, do me a favor real quick. 1 minute till market opens. Make y'all watch ads until we get the likes up to 400. Everybody, 1, 2, 3, below the stream, click that thumbs up. One, two, three, click it, click it, click it. Go, 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 go. Marking to rip the moment I leave. All right, we are live. Let's go. Okay, let's go right out the door. Watching resiliences are positive. That's good to see. Right out the door. Are you guys? All right. I guess you guys didn't fucking listen to me. I'm sorry. Click the like button. All of you. So I'm hand out shit for free. Come on, y'all. I love you guys. Y'all love us back. Give that algo some love. Thank you. I'm gonna do 5 more minutes and I'm gonna shut it off again one more time. Y'all help us out. Help the algo out. Waiting out the door, resilience positive. You guys like this free stream? That's the tax. Tip your waiter. Okay, this is a perfect, easy fucking setup. Long out the door off of the open price. Open blue open is also a setup. This is pretty simple. The question you have every bull market is, do I chase the long at the open? Resiliences are positive. Things are pretty solid. I can maybe take a long here. Through that half capping. All right, let's look at SPY. Same thing. The box is good. SPY's the same shit, you guys. Very cool. Drawdown's very minimal, about 20 points if it does dip from here. So that'd be close to nice bull long setup like we've had before. I can always try to take a trade off of that open. That's never a bad idea. I'll put 1 contract on it in 2 accounts. Just in case it rips. And then, of course, if it does dip, I've got my great setups here. Days like this, again, I'll plan something on it in case it rips, and I'd love for it to dip. I'll take a $1,000 drawdown hit with all my other accounts at the bottom. Resilience is positive. Good enough. It's support top of the box. We love it. Good deal. Okay. Strategy. Super simple. It's the same setup the last 2 days. Day number 3 is the same thing. I can long at the open the next resistance. I can long from here to fill the gap. I can long all through here and here. These are all good long setups. Not worried about this market at all. It's all looking solid. News today. Anything coming out to move this around? Nothing. Some Fed folks are speaking, I think, maybe. Oh, wait, we have the PMIs coming out in a little bit. Oh, the ISM non-manufacturing numbers coming out. Catalyst in 10 minutes. Okay. Good. So what I'm going to do is tap this just very small right out the door. And if that event drops us to a lower price, I've got long pivots to trade off of. Okay, exciting. Okay. I'm hitting this with 2 of my, I don't know, 15 accounts that I got. That's it, total. And if it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, I hit the drop. I'll hit the long at the bottom. Super simple on that one. Okay, this red line's gone away. S&P is there. Nasdaq is here. Right, the same shit. Every day, upper DD band. That's the target. Let's roll on it. I find the next. I got to babysit for the higher probable pivots, though. This is trade 1A with the small. Like I always teach you guys, I always do small positions right out the door. Positive res does support the top of the box. There's a little bit of premature selling. I'm not worried about it, but just keep an eye on these resilience numbers. They are pulling back a little bit. Let's make sure we don't have any issues with the bigs. Friends, don't forget to hit that like button if you're just joining in. That'd be very helpful to us on the stream. Try to do that every morning. That algo giving us some love. We went viral last May. Our views tripled over April, so it's kind of exciting to see that. You guys like watching that transparent trading, I guess. Mm-hmm. 10 minutes. Is it 10 minutes for news? Hold on, let me double check. 9 minutes for news. It's a composite PMI, and then right at the turn of the hour, the non-manufacturing numbers come out, the ISM. Yeah, NVIDIA MHP, which is good. I don't hate this setup. Pressing the break pre-market highs. Kind of fill that little gap there. News coming out in about 10 minutes. No reason for me to can this out. Things are looking solid. Everything's supporting here. What would be kind of cool, though, is if I didn't... if that news came out and dropped the market down to a good support, I can buy a dip. Let me see how I want to play this. 500 bucks on that pre-open range. News in 10 minutes. Just watch it go, baby. Watch it go. Long out the door. Rocket Scooter is bait. This account can only make about 800 bucks. That's the consistency here. So I'm getting close to target. God, I love being so good at this. I'm not going to lie. NVIDIA back up to fill its open spot. Let me take the profit on one really quick. I know I'm going to cut it early, but there's news in 10. I can only really make 800 bucks in that account anyways. It's on its like 5th payout cycle, so it needs to make $4,500 in 10 days. So I can't really go out there and make 2,000 bucks on that. All right, let's grab another Dom. Put another Dom in front of your face. That was cool. That was cool. All right. I'm up 1,400 bucks now. Let's do this one. This one needs a little bit more P&L today. Guys, every time I make a trade, you guys know the rule. Throw some rocks in the chat. We love you guys. Crushing, crushing, crushing. Rocket is not going through for Fund Next. Peter, you have to put it in the coupon code, not the affiliate, not the referral code. So switch it over. What's up, Tommy? You meet up with Cody today? Where y'all going? Where you guys heading out to? Let me know. I have usually a busy day though with that TV show thing that I do, but after in the afternoon I'm probably free. Let me know where you guys head up. Took longs, been crushing your live account. Nice, dude. Nice. I'm still babysitting my Funded Next because I got to get those accounts right out the door. Best pivot only. And these like chase at the longs can take a lot of drawdown if it does pull. So because of that, I don't I haven't been trading them yet. My no DLL accounts. I'm waiting, man. Like those accounts need to be like rock solid trades. I need this to be on this pivot or these pivots here to make my first trade on those. Been kind of waiting for something good. But the gap and go 1A BLU setup. We have this 3 days in a row. That's pretty simple. All right, y'all guys 15K and 2K. Let's go 2 days. Very nice. Dude, I'm gonna start doing like an extra video feed in my stream. If I do that, I'll bring some of you guys on in the mornings. Make Tyler come on and chat with us in the mornings. It'd be kind of cool to have other people's perspectives and stuff. I always wanted to do that on the show. I just never built it up. That'd be kind of cool to have like a segment in the mornings when things are kind of slow. Come on, chat with the markets. Okay, guys, nice and clean run up. This is again, we're back up to the same trajectory we had. The only reason I'm flat on this is because news is coming out and just trying to be good about that. And I would love. There's no reason for me to think the market's coming down. Everything looks really solid. NVIDIA bounced off of a key support today. God, do we read this market like a book? You guys are so good at this. Money on the board. Google hitting monthly hedge pressure. Little resistance there. Microsoft okay with the bull setup. Meta looking good. Yep. Apple looking good, same as Meta. Days like this where you have your zones really cool in your buy. I'd love to see this thing like flush to like here. And then I get in on that long. That'd be lovely. Of course, you have liquidity pockets here and bull zone here. We all know that these are awesome trades to take as well. Any day if the market dips in such a strong bull market, this will be 20, 30K day for me if I get those dips. The market trickles up. You know, I have to do what I did yesterday and the day before is figure out how to get in on it. But before this news, let's let the market chill out. I don't think the ISM numbers are going to come out too great. The expectations are all very high, like 52, 50, you know, anything above 50 is good. I can't imagine in the middle of the trade war that the ISM numbers show very strong improvements. over previous. And that's kind of what makes me think like we're overestimating how good things are. The employment numbers are going to come out. The new orders number, I mean, 52, like really? I mean, with the crazy amount of tariffs, the new orders are looking for improvement. I don't know. The PMI at a 52, better than a 51 from the last time. I don't know. I don't think conditions have improved over the last month for us to be such high on the estimate. So be careful that these estimates are a little high for what we think the PMI might actually be bad. So I don't think I want to gamble through it. Instead, I'd like to see the market knee-jerk react to a drop and I can grab the long as soon as it dips, right? So I like to look at news in that particular fashion. I know I scraped out some longs out the door. And if it pops and I miss out, then I miss out. But I'd rather miss out on like a couple of $1,000 days to like not be prepared for that one $20,000 day. I know it might sound as sexy to sit out or wait. But the day that if I jump in on a long and that's the day it flushes, then I'm just working back to neutral all day. I can, you know, I made me almost 10K yesterday. It's totally okay. But if I don't, you know, get this last little bit here and I'm prepped and ready for the one day it does kind of blip, then I get a big day there. Makes up for like 10 little days. You know what I mean? Bet on the news. So if I did want to bet on the news, I'd put one contract on in my biggest account with the biggest buffer to get something in case it blasts up, and then have that account hold a bunch of drawdown and then hit the pivots on the lower side with my other accounts if it does hit. An example is like if I wanted to bet on the news right now, I could put something on one account and I've got 15 more accounts to play with. Well, let's see how many I got. 5 there, 4 there, 9, 10. Yeah, 15 accounts to play with. 16 accounts to play with. Then I can just hit it with one, and then if it dips, hit it with the rest of them. Sitting on hands is good. For the content? Yeah, right. I didn't read what you wrote. You randomly search on YouTube in your chat with traders post. That is crazy to journal like you and your story is fucking inspiring to you. Oh, bro, appreciate it, man. It is kind of hard to manage that many accounts at once when you don't copy trade. It in of itself is very difficult. But I really just kind of keep in mind like which accounts are the most serious. The ETF, my fund of futures, the live accounts are the most serious. They're the ones I don't want to fuck up. Right? Then the least serious, well, even serious but not as serious would be my funded next, the ones that I'm babysitting. So those I don't want to fuck up. And the rest of them I'm more willing to play risk on. See, sitting out, waiting, chilling. Is it still good for half cap support? News in a minute. All right, what do you guys think? Heartbreaking news? Non-factor news? I just feel like, woo! What do you got? The suspense is killing me, man. Making China rate decision. No rate cuts or changes in the BOC. That was a little bit ago. U.S. services PMI came out 53 on a 52, so they beat estimate. Wow. Okay. Well, that's a services PMI. Composite also 53, but also beat estimate. Wow, 50 to 52 was like abnormally high and it beat the estimates. Not bad. Okay. Well, those are the S&P global numbers. Wow. Okay. Wonder if Wall Street's gonna not hate those numbers. That's good. 53 is big. That's a big number for, especially in this environment, that's big. That's the biggest it's been in a while. Anything above 50 is good. It's a survey, right, that's given to a bunch of different people. The U.S. services purchases, the PMI here, this is actually tabulated. They ask, they survey 400 people in a bunch of different companies, and they ask them about like their opinions on a bunch of different things: transport, communication, financials. I'm sorry, these are the companies. These are the different types: personal service, computing, IT, hotels, and restaurants, and the services side. And it usually generally is about, you know, purchasing manager is somebody that's going to buy something for the company. You know, procurement, you're gonna secure goods for the company. You're in a hotel, you're gonna be buying like beds and sheets and computers and whatever. IT, you're gonna be buying that stuff. Different services, you'll be buying, like how is growth in your individual private sector company? And there's a big numbers here. It's pretty nice. So decent. Well, we got the ISM numbers are coming out. It's kind of a bigger catalyst. I think the market's gonna wait to see something on that front more than anything. Yeah, I would say that this is the bigger event. It's good to see that the services sector is good. You know, a lot of these things are very susceptible to the price hikes and tariffs. Anything related to IT and computers, right? You could be having, you know, price raises because of the chips and stuff. It's good to see that it looks all right. I still don't want to play this. What's my opinion on ETF? I think ETF has the best static account in the game. I think it's really good. And the rules are, I mean, every prop firm, people hate rules in the prop firms. I mean, the rules are rules. There's nothing bad about them. I mean, I'm live trading with ETF and I get daily payouts with them on the live side. It's not any different than any other prop firm. I think there was a time when they were more strict than other prop firms, but they don't do anything abnormal. They changed, which rules did they change? They're usually pretty good about announcing changes, but I can dig to the bottom of anything you guys want. If y'all any questions you guys have, I can look into it. Active trading days rules, what about it? Can you be more specific? I know what do you mean? I usually take whichever one has the opportunity in front of me, like which one's at its pivot or which one has the stronger resilience, yeah. They're both strong. Yeah, we'll see what happens in the next news in about 10 minutes. We'll see if we can get something good out of it. Christos, they've had that rule for a long time, though. The 23% of best P&L. That's their way of having a consistency rule. It's different than other consistency rules. Theirs, if your minimum trade gets bigger, the more you stretch it. It's a different type of consistency rule, right? Other accounts are like a flat 20. Your biggest payout can't be more than like 20% of your total. ETF's rule is if you pass whatever consistency there is, your minimum payment that counts as a trading day goes up slightly. I like that rule actually better than all the other consistency rules because all it does is forces you to trade a little bit more. And people are angry because they can't flip their accounts because kids love to cheat the system. And flipping your account means you can just turn a trade over very quickly and it count as a trading day, like you used to do with Apex, your first round of payouts before everybody learned how to scheme Apex. That's what all the pros were doing. They would flip the accounts to get to they'd YOLO the accounts, flip the accounts, and then get denied on their first payout, and then just slowly walk their way to the next payout. So you can't really, like I said, people figure out how to cheat the system. These prop firms are creating better rules for it. But they have a consistency that makes their minimum trade bigger to count as a trading day. Where like everyone else is like you have to do $200 per day and counts as a day. But you have a big consistency. You can't win too big. Theirs is if you win too big, your minimum trade has to be bigger. So it allows you to be unthrottled on your growth. You can basically go as big as you want. You're just forced to trade bigger for it to count. So you can't trade really big and then trade really small the next day and then cash out for a payout. If you elect to go big, then you commit to go big. That's kind of what it's telling you. Right? My funded futures, you got to do the expert. That's the account that's worth touching over there. The expert or the starter plus. I'm going to tell you the expert is by far the best end of the day drawdown account in the business. No consistency rule on both eval and funded. Yeah, 200 or 23, and now it's over 223%. Well, these are like, I mean, that's not a bad rule change. I mean, every prop firm is gonna like change their rules slightly like that. You can't see those things as bad though. ETF is openly reconstructing some of their products and offerings right now. We've been talking about it every day. They're revamping their DTF program. They're revamping their static program. So because they're making those things so much easier, they gotta make the rules different somehow. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like by comparison, if you think about this, Apex has a static account, right? With that $625 drawdown. Okay, that's really crappy. That's like why the static account sucks. It's a static account, but ETF now has one with a $2,000 drawdown. It's 3 times better than Apex, right? That account is a sleeper hit, you guys. If you want the easiest prop firm account you can get, the ETF static is where you want to start trading in. Because a static drawdown doesn't move with you. It just stays put and you have a big fat buffer. Most of the other EOD accounts or intraday drawdown, you have to get past a buffer for it to become static. Like you have to make so much money. And the fact that like that in the direct to funded program just got a lot easier too. They gave you these major rule changes that are good for you. They gotta probably have to change their risk rules somewhere else. But they're openly modifying their program. We've been talking about it daily. I've been sitting down with the owner and chatting with them about the rules, and we're guiding them towards a better structure. So, they're in the process of changing some of their rule stuff, which is good, right? So sometimes you're going to understand that certain prop firms are going to, be changing their rules around, but it's crazy when they do it like this sweeping rule change and they like make everybody follow it. And then they say like, screw you. If you don't like it, just get a refund kind of thing. That's where it goes sour with me. But as long as people are communicating, you have to expect the prop firms will change the rules every once in a while. They're all competing with each other. You're going to be adding things to the menu, taking things off the menu, seeing what works. But it's not like a sweeping rule change. That's not like the thing that's going to screw over traders. It's just going to make, the consistency rules slightly different, but then the accounts got slightly easier. Right? Waiting for further drop. Yep. I'm waiting for my bullseye bottom drop, at least, or hedge pressure tap. QQQ is much farther away here. And with SPY, we get probably closer to the target. So SPY is going to be where the easier trade's going to be. I think we'll watch stacks might hit first. Yeah, and Kaizen's here. He's from ETF. He can answer the questions better than I can. Yeah, I don't think they ever changed that rule, though. That 23% rule is the same. Yeah, I don't think they changed their rules. Other than they made the two of their major accounts better. So the reason I love talking about them is because they they really understand the business and also the static account. You can't pass it up. If you're struggling with like Apex, right? Trailing drawdowns and stuff. If you're struggling to take profit as soon as you go funded, the trailing drawdown gets you. A static account is literally no trailing drawdown. You've got a buffer and it stays put forever. And that's a really good beginner account. Static is the best. And that's what their program's really good with. Why funded accounts are a great choice. They're good if you don't want to risk a lot of your own money. The taxes are higher than your real futures account, but your risk is much lower. Prop firms. Right about people from Limited by Apex's new rules. Had a friend get an email from them requesting an essay on their trading. They also wanted proof of their system. Dude, now see, Apex is starting to kind of throw some red flags out there with all this stuff. You know, they flew too close to the sun over there at Apex. Now they're starting to bleed a little bit. So now Apex is like tightening the wrench very, very rapidly. And as they should have before, you know. Once traders figured out how to game the Apex system, now in their defense, you could scheme and scam Apex very easily. Everyone knows how to do it. And once enough people did it and started like building up these, trust me when I say these multi-million-dollar payouts at Apex aren't done legitimately. They're not done illegally either. They're done cleverly by bending the rules around a little bit. These traders would YOLO these sale accounts until they got a bunch of PA accounts paid up, and they would YOLO them right out the door. The ones that they martingale YOLO them until they built up 20 accounts that were passed. They put some profit in all of them. Have a big fat first payment. Then flip the account. Open, close, open, close, open, close until you got the payout. Then request your first payout. Then get denied because you flipped your account. And then the second payout, all the rules cleared and you started over with a big fat balance. And then from there, you had a buffer with no trailing drawdown. And then you can cash out your $1 million payment. And once all the influencers figured out how to do that, they all did it. And then Apex got hit with like many multi-million-dollar payments and they decided to change their rules. But in their defense, you know, traders can be smart and learn how to work around these rules. Which is exactly what happened. So these multi-million-dollar payouts weren't necessarily done by master traders. They were done by master prop traders that understood how the game is played. And a lot of times, you know, that's as a trader, you can exploit as much as you can. And then they got kind of hit with many multi-million-dollar payouts back to back to back because the word was buzzing around on how to do it. And, you know, Apex's business model is giving you accounts at 90% off. And that opened the door for people to just very cheaply build 20 PA accounts with 20K a buffer and then just slowly trade them to $1 million. Did I contemplate doing it? Once I figured out how to do it, I thought about doing it. And I was like, nah. But other people did, and then they made a name for themselves for doing it. Is trading my full-time job? It's one of my full-time jobs, yeah. What do you feel safe to give up your 9 to 5, whatever you're doing? After about 5 years of trading, I stopped working as an engineer. Part-time, I was doing it for a while in trading for the first 5 years, and then I think once I realized I wasn't losing money that much, I was kind of breaking even. And I was starting to do okay, consistently approaching my method and all that. I realized that's when I wanted to take a stab at it going full time. I had a couple, you know, years of money saved up and did very well. And then some of my banger trades were back when the oil market was crashing. And I was like shorting the shit out of oil at that time, and I made a whole lot of money doing that. And then I was just secure with a big bankroll, and then I decided I was going at full time, so yeah. Waiting for A+ setup. Billy Eyelash, yeah, I'm same boat. Just chilling. I'm waiting for a good... we got the news coming out in a minute. Let's get ready to focus on that. Yeah. There we go. Let's drop to the lower areas here. All right. Got that half gap support. Do I want to take it? Drop a little bit lower. Get my A+ set up, so that'd be lovely. All right, that news came out. I'm glad I'm not in anything right now. 46. What? See, I told you guys it wasn't going to be that good. That 52 was a little high on those estimates. 46, 49. I wonder if Wall Street's going to flip out over that. That's pretty bad. I mean, that's tariff related, right? So now your bet is, do you think it's going to be better next time because the tariffs are going to go away or not? What's your bet? All right, let me pull up my Thinkorswim tick chart. Let's zoom in on this little thing here. Is that going to crash the market? Probably not. But boy, I would love if this created an effect where we fell a little bit further. I would say I'd like to get my A+ setups down here. That'd be awesome. Half cap is a good support with res greater than 0, though. This could be a bounce point or the bounce point. This is always structure right here. R greater than 0. This white line down at the bottom. These are good. This is good. This is good. One could take this dip if one were bullish. Christos, you've been taking payouts? Bro, awesome, man. Thanks for using Roxy, your platform. You've been tremendous, and your dashboard speaks. You've been making payouts with them. That's awesome, man. I'm super excited to hear it. I mean, we teach you guys risk management here, and really what I think most traders don't have is a good, solid risk management plan. And hopefully this is helpful to you guys. The bootcamp has literally got like rave reviews on our site, which I'm super stoked every time I read it. You guys have said like the craziest, nicest things about our bootcamp. And I don't even like incentivize leaving reviews. You go out of your way and do it, which is kind of nice. All right, so we're going to wait. Some A+ setups below. Let's let the market do its thing. In the meantime, let's look at the monthly maps. Still solid, still bullish. A little volatility next week, but just a clean bull market. Boy, would I love for this to flush closer to bull zone. You guys know the drill here. Oh, that would be awesome. Give me that A+, baby. Give me that A+. That'd be good. So there's going to be support inside of the RDZ right there. That's going to be always support when this white line is greater than 0. That's good. If for whatever reason it decides to sell, today is the day that does it. We got liquidity pocket here. You guys know the drill there. A+. This is your A++ setup right here. This is your A+ right here. It's not going to break 594. I mean, those PMI numbers are pretty nasty. I mean, sorry, the ISM numbers are pretty nasty. As I told you guys, I'm not chasing the high. I'm not betting on the news. Look how smart we were. We even thought ahead of that, didn't we? We're like, how can they be better than the last report when the tariffs haven't got better? The expectation got better. It's like companies somehow, the hopefulness got better. We came in at a 46 for new orders. I mean, yeah, the prices are high because new orders are going to be down. You know, people aren't be buying as much stuff. And the PMI itself for the non-manufacturing side is 49. Manufacturing prices went through the roof, and that's expected with the tariffs. It was at 65, and we came in at a 68. All three of those things are bad, but they reflect the trade war, right? It's trade war stuff. 68 on prices is probably one of the bigger, like, in-your-face news pieces. This is all, we've been seeing the prices improve. I mean, sorry, not improve. Prices have been going up, just like they did in 2022 when inflation was crazy. We're reaching 2022 level inflation, right? Guess prices are high and commerce is slowing down. New orders are down, which is kind of what you expect. Supply and demand, baby. Supply and demand, baby. Right below 50. That's the first time it's been below 50 in I don't know how long, maybe over a year, I think. Yep, it hasn't been 50 since July of last year. So this is the first time the non-manufacturing PMI has been below 50. That's not good. But still, I'm still bullish in the economy in general. I think the trade war is going to have Trump fold like paper crane origami, but we'll see. We'll see how quickly he folds. Thank you, man. I'm so glad Kaizen. If you guys say hey to Kaizen, he's from ETF over here chilling in the stream. Kaizen likes to hang out here every once in a while, just chatting with us and hanging out. Answer any questions you guys have about Elite Trader funding. It's so cool when we get the prop firm folks stepping in here. I get super excited. Very honored to have you here, bud. Taco boy, right? Yeah. Want to see that bull zone bottom? Squish, you know it, baby. You know what we're waiting for. You all know it. Those A plus, A double plus setups. Oh man, I'm sitting here like just foaming at the mouth, waiting for the good stuff. Give it to me, baby. Res was kind of early warning sign. Nasdaq took a little bit of selling, like right out the door. Yep. Got in, got out. Man, I feel so good. You guys, are y'all on a trade? Did you guys long into the news? Did you go flat into the news? Let's hear what y'all did. I'm gonna know. What's up, Tyler? Good morning. Supporting the bull zone. That's right. The hedge pressure resilience. Kaizen, they have a question about the EOD evaluation. How much do I risk on evals? I usually put one contract on my small trades, maybe two on my big trades for these 150K accounts. Those are Nasdaq numbers. Usually one Nasdaq and two ES is my normal, my medium-sized trade that I hit most of the time. All right, bottom of the RDZ with res greater than 0. Dude, this is an A setup. All right, this is A right here. A at the bottom. Bull zone is A plus, and bear zone top is A double plus. Little A setup right here on blue. Blue is always a good setup. And the bottom of the RDZ with positive res is good. Overshooting that in bull zone. Oh, that'd be so great, man. But yeah, those data points are pretty nasty. So this could flush pretty hard. Actually, let's see if I can't take one trade here on Nasdaq, bottom blue. Just one contract. Just on the A setup. It's not the best setup. It's not the best one I want, trust me. It's just a setup that's good. Res greater than 0, supporting bottom box. If it falls from here, I've got like 10 points of drawdown on this. I'm absolutely 100% okay with taking. Hit that bottom bull zone. That A is decent, but those A plus and A double plus, ooh, that'd be great. I said I'll hold through this and take 1,000 to drawdown on that one. Come on, flush me down, baby. So I'm going to take the A on positive res. Res is still decent. Not too bad just yet. A little overreaction play here. I'm okay with this. Oh, let's hit that bull zone bottom, baby. Let's go. Oh, God. Only tapped in one account here. Those A double pluses, man. I'll go smack it with my what's it called? With my Fund and Next account. Let's roll it, baby. Market's like trying to hate that news. I like it. Hit me lower, baby. I love hit that A setup though. Fucking clean. Clean, baby. Clean. A is good. A is good. Res is good. Oh, ooh, God, we're so good at this. A setup Rusker and 0 box fill all the way back up to RDZ 527. It's a 1-to-1 trade on this. I'll take about 1,000 drawn and put 1,000 in my pocket. I'm going to close out right when we fill the gap. A little bit more, 5 more points on this. So there'll be 20 points now. It's like about 730 exit is the target. Give me that love, baby. One more green, pop it. I'll drop it. I'll drop it for profit. We'll drop it for profit at 730. Give me that money, baby. 722. Come on, one more. Let's go. One more. Actually, it's roughly closer to 8, probably about 724. I mean, I do like the $700 profit here. Well, for just, I'm gonna wuss out and be the first one out. Whatever. That's good. Just for gap fill and positive res, I'd like to see if this flushes further to get some A double plus set up, so that'd be nice. That's just a gap fill scalp with positive res. We take this trade all the time. Interrupting that big selling pressure from here to here. I'm not trading for a big rally. I just scalp through the mid. This is probably going to go up there and touch that 720, 730 spot, give or take. That is the gap fill. Let me mark it on the chart. Man. Woo, baby. Woohoo. We have fun when we win. Did you guys see today's tweet? Did y'all see the Brett himself coming through? A little bit of tweet. So I posted like my Tradeify account, right? My big one that I've been babysitting. My big Tradeify account. You guys are just wondering. So I have 5 Tradeify accounts. I'm up like whatever it is, 140,000 give or take by now. My big one is up. It's made $50,000 in profit on a 150K account. So this, I've been babysitting this for 58 active trading days. I know a lot of the gurus out there are like copy trading and blowing up every once in a while. I don't blow up that much, okay? This one account I've been trading 58 trading days, up 50K profit, and it's 75% win rate, even through the market crash. And I was kind of making a tweet that like tens of thousands of PA accounts. I've seen influencers like post their stats, and people use like AI to like unbleep out the bleeped out stuff. And they're like, oh my God, you're on your 1,000th PA account or your 10,000th PA account. There's some big influencers out there who have blown up PA accounts 4,000 times. I've seen 10,000 before. The sheer amount of money they throw at these accounts and blow up is incredible. And people think they're awesome traders. Well, good for them. They can think whatever they want. I've been babysitting this one account for going on 4 months now. And when I posted how much I'm making, old Brett Simba comes out of nowhere and says, it's time. Live. Oh my God. Excited. Let's see if it's real. If I get called up to the big leagues, that'd be my 3rd live account from prop firms. Live is the rare, reserved for the most profitable traders, people with the best stats, people that represent the firm well and make money for the firm. So, see if it works. Be nice. Who's Brett Simba? He's the owner of Tradeify, the firm I trade with. One of the firms I trade with. The one I'm trading with on the screen right now. Get that Thanos gauntlet. There we go. I'm gonna get like, yeah, I'm gonna have the gauntlet with like every prop firm jewel, infinity stone, propfinity stones. So with Tradeify, if you make a certain amount, you're guaranteed to go to live once you max out, but they can move you to live at any time ahead of that. I'm halfway through the total payout profit target to where they push you to live automatically. But if I get promoted early, that'd be even better. That'd be kind of nice. Does Brett get a lot of Lion King references? I'm sure he probably does. Well, Simba's not his real last name. That's just his like stage name, I guess. His real name is Simbakov, but he just says Simba because it sounds cooler, I guess. There we go. There's that 730 level. I closed early, but that's it. That's the target. Good deal. There it is. How do you convert the QQQ to scale in price scale to NQ? Stage name. Now coming to the stage. Brett Simba. The comedian stage name or something. Actor stage. Okay, rip. Every single 1 point in S&P is 10 points ES. Every single 1 point in NQ or QQQ is 40 points in NQ. So do the math there. Example. We're at 597 to 596. That's roughly 1 strike distance on SPY. That's going to be 10 points ES. That's basically that. If I wanted to do QQQ, like I do it in my head really quickly. Let me show you a little example how I do it. QQQ. If I say, you know what? I want QQQ to sell off to 524. And I go, okay, we're at 528 now to 524. That is 4 QQQ times 40 is 160. Then I go over here. I subtract 160 from my head and I go, that's 560. I come down here and I go, if we flesh out 560 is my target. That's basically how that works. I just do the mental math like that in my head. Yo, what's up, iDoc? Hey, where have you been? I woke up this morning and you weren't there. Are you leaving me? Did you leave me? Did you finally wake up and realize you can do better? And you're doing better? Got in too early on that drop. I woke up and there's no iDoc. Pickle's like, where is she at? She left us, man. The Harley guy came by for his keys. She rode off on the back of his motorcycle. I always knew it. I always knew I should have been scared. I overlooked it. Damn it. I knew it. He took her to his lake house. I was so sad. Baby, don't go. Come back. I'll change, baby. I'll change. I promise. No, she's visiting family today. This week. He travels a lot for like work and for family and stuff. Her family lives all over the place. So to visit family, it's like a plane trip around the world half the time. Okay, A plus setup, bulls on bottom. We always know A double plus, bears on top. And then, of course, you have A setup, RDZ, resilience greater than 0. Always a good trade. Do I want to long this for breakout? Not really. I want to see what's happening as we're playing inside of this box. Any support off of this is a breakout run. Breakout play with velocity would be good. You need this resilience greater than 0. It's definitely good. I wait for the break. I don't bet on the break. That's the difference. These white lines are greater than 0, so everything's good. Yeah, tell me, where did you sleep last night? I slept on the couch like I always do. Me and Pickle were watching a movie, and then we fell asleep. Time for that bull zone bottom. I know. Why not short till it's A plus again? Great question, right? Because I don't short against bull indicators. Let me show you what they are. Great question. Monthly, like 70% of months are green, and roughly in this environment, 70% of days are green. I just don't short markets that often. About 9 out of my 10 trades are long. For the reason of there's always a dip to buy. I don't try to fade anything, and my win rate went through the roof once I stopped trying to short markets. The markets want to be bullish most of the time. three greater market indicators that we teach, and greater market is how we analyze the market in general, right? Greater market. And the greater market will tell you if the market is bullish or bearish. Come here every single morning and I will teach you greater market. This will blow your mind how good this is at predicting which state of the market you're in. Number one, are the stocks bullish or bearish? And all you have to do is look at this one number. If it's greater than half, then the stock market's bullish, the stocks themselves. And this is 90%. So that's really bullish, right? Number two, what's the gamma exposure for SPY itself? It's this orange line on SPY, which is way off the chart. If it's below the price, again, you're bullish on a month scale with SPY. So this is the now for stocks. Stocks are now bullish. SPY greater than MHP. This is the monthly scale. Oops. 1 month outlook, bullish. So this is bullish. This is bullish. And then number three, God, I wish this pencil would draw so much better than it does. It like lags a whole bunch. The monthly maps, which is a 3 month outlook. And the monthly maps, again, show the market's bullish as well, 3 months out. This is monthly maps on SPY, also bullish. So when all three of these indicators are bullish, the market is super bullish. If any one of them is bullish, I'm also bullish. Even if I think the market's going to fall, I always take the stance of it can fall in a bull market. Okay, let's let it fall. And then I'm going to grab my A+ setups when it falls to them and long them back up. It's very rare for the market to spontaneously flip bearish and sell off. So don't bet on that. It takes, basically, if all three of these indicators are bullish, I'm not trying to look for bear setups. I'm letting bear setups fuel my long setup that I find. I'm letting the slight amount of bearishness from the news create that A+ setup that I want. And I think like the trading style I teach is that it's very rare you're going to short. You really need short confluence to go with it. You need some of these indicators right here to be less than 0, and they're all positive. They're all positive. You need this to be less than half. That's not happening. And while it can randomly flush out, that's totally fine. I love to see Wall Street panic and start thinking it's bearish. My indicators still tell me it's bullish, and they flush out to my key support pivot. I'm the first one in on that trade. I'd rather wait for that than to try to choose where to short from when I don't have a short pivot. And in short pivots, it requires me to have a pivot to short off of. So here's when I do short. Let me show you what I do. Great question. There's 4 bear setups I take. I will short off of the orange line breakthrough or bounce, and it's way off the chart. We're not even close to it today. I'll short at the top of a bear zone, which makes sense if this ratio is less than half, which is not. So that doesn't qualify. And I'll short at this upper green band, again, if this ratio is less than half, and it's not. Things are just too strongly bullish for me to try to fade it with any velocity. Because of that, I like to sit out when market looks like it's going to sell off and wait. Sitting out and waiting is key to profitability. Not trying to take every trade you can take, because the market really wants to be bullish right now. The question is, where does it want to be bullish from? I don't want to bet that here's the place where it starts selling, because the selling is going to be random, right? So right now I wait. I wait like a sniper, and when I hit the target, I go. What was I doing when the market was tanking in the beginning of the tariff talk? I was probably taking longs and getting burned out once the market started crashing. And then once it turned bearish, I was probably shorting off my pivots. But even when the market was collapsing, I still longed about 70, 80% of the time. And I still made profit the whole way down, longing off the dips. Markets don't just fall straight down, right? And people took note of that whenever the market was selling off back in March and April. People were completely dumbfounded that most of my trades were long, and I still had 75% win rate. There's always going to be buyers in any circumstance, and I can find them so easily. Liquidity pockets hit, bear zone tops hit. You hit all when the markets are falling off pretty quick. You flush down to your A+ setups much faster. Market fell 200 points, and I made 20 grand scalping 10 points of that to the upside. You know, things like that. I shorted like 3 days in a row, and people freaked out. Yeah. They were like, dude, Matt, the market must be dying if Matt's like shorting 3 days in a row. Why did I not short the drop? Because sell-offs are unpredictable. A+ setups I see on my screen are very predictable. And 90% of the time they'll work. When markets collapse and where they fall to and how far they fall, That's just basically like people getting squeezed and you don't know how bad it's going to get. It's really hard to predict when a bull market's done being bullish. Like when are people deciding to take profit? When are people getting squeezed out of their trades? It's much harder to try to do that. And once I stopped trying to predict the top and trying to fade a market, my win rate went through the roof. I mean, I trade 75% win rate, only logging the market, even when it's crashing. I very rarely short and it has to line up. But when I do short, my short win rate practically wins almost every time because those short pivots are very strong. But I reserve, well, I only do A plus short pivots. I don't even short an A. I don't short a B, nothing. It needs to be like, yes, it needs to be short and then I'll take it. Because I found out more often than not, when I try to push the short button, I get squeezed, I get chopped. The market just goes against me for 5 hours, trickling to the upside. I make most of my money by sitting out, yeah. It's the least sexy answer, but it's the most profitable answer. I make so much money by sitting out and not shorting. Because I lose so much less. Like right now, right? Market looks like it's trying to sell off, but there's always people willing to buy. Greater market's bullish. This bull market, I might miss out on a long waiting for a better long setup. But the trick that I do that you guys are going to learn from me, if you look on my screen right here, right? The market fell to there and I longed from there to there, as did some people here. Now, every other newbie trader on Wall Street is like, oh, let me get in on that long, right? They're jumping at the end and we're sitting on the sidelines with money. That's where you really want to be when you've mastered the game, right? Consolidating phase. People are now putting their money to the test. People are trying to short, trying to long. Everyone's upside down in this little consolidating range. I got money in my pocket. You know what I mean? Nice little breakout play. I could probably take this. And I push through. For S&P red line nearby, there's that 95 level. We already tapped it overnight and I deleted it, but showing you guys that possible pivot there. So this is why I don't short if I think it's going to come down. I just wait to see if it does come down. The play is still up, but like I said, I'd love to see it flush. And you guys, if you stay here long enough, you'll witness some pretty cool trading here. Because very often, right, people think it's like blasting out for a big rally and the market just spontaneously crashes and it falls to pivot. I jump in on the long by waiting all day for it. Oh, yeah. Still not chasing this with any of my important accounts. I want to see something really good to pop some real risk on the table. Breakout play on breakout long play from here. If it does continue to go, we always have push to you know, the rest of the 50 something points from here on the open side break. Sean, you passed your MFFU. Oh, that's great. So guys, I don't know if this still applies today, but on My Funded Futures yesterday, they gave us a special deal. Me. Our Rocket Scooter code at My Funded Futures. If you've never opened an account with them before, you get 50% off. Remember, we only get 5% off with them. My Funded Futures. 50% off your purchases for your first time if you never used them before. Rocket Scooter code. So grab an account at half price if you want to. Doesn't apply anymore. It was 50, now it's 5. Oh, so I guess it was only yesterday. Only yesterday. Well, maybe he'll throw us another one soon. And I guess Gabriel said he tried it and it doesn't work anymore. I thought it was for a day, but it's only for yesterday, so it ended yesterday. I thought it was going to be for like 24 hours, but only first timers. Yeah. No, use code Rocket Scooter. Don't use another code. Use our code. Chasing long on a pullback. Yep, breaking through upper box is pretty good. It's definitely an A setup as well. To take the 58.90 break on here. Nasdaq, same spot. Kind of watch Nasdaq as well. If one were bullish, the open price as a support. We call this the 1A setup here. It's a small setup trade. One contract long. The R&R is pretty decent. If it were to continue to rally, 730 to 900, that's the next target. That's a 4-to-1 trade if it does rip. We haven't really had a big ripper, though. The last, you know, couple sessions. The market just, like, inched higher. I, like, for some reason, I just don't know if I feel it. You know what I mean? But it's bullish. I'm not going to try to fade it. That hourly candle is pretty candy. I like it. What subgroup are the DD bands posted? In the Discord? We don't post the DD bands in the Discord. It's just automated on the platform. YouTube code still works. Yeah, use the YouTube code. We don't get credit for that though, but you can use if the other code still works. You want to use it. You're trading your own account instead of a prop firm and find it better than the rules? Yeah, prop firms are designed for you to fail. Prop firm is a casino. Like, it's a trading themed casino. Casinos are designed for you to fail also. You basically discovered like the nature of the business. It's not like some kind of revelation that they want you to fail. It's pretty known. The risk that you take is very little, for the reward you can get is pretty big. But because of that, they have to make people fail, right? To pay the winners. It's a casino model. And you are 100% correct, brother. Steven, by trading your own stuff is always going to be a better option with fewer rules, as long as you have risk management. Now, most people don't have capital and most people don't have risk management. Prop firm is perfect to train as a trader in that environment with realistic expectations. Like, okay, I'm going to try prop trading so I can get better at trading. I'm going to trade with rules and trade with low risk. And prop firms are perfect for beginner traders, especially, and for experienced traders that don't want to risk their own money. Yes. The compensation of not risking your own money does come with harder rules. So it's kind of like in this world, my dad used to say there's no such thing as a free lunch, right? Anything that looks good on paper, they're going to charge you somewhere for it. And while you in your real account want better taxes, it's always better to trade in a real account once you've made it. Better taxes, fewer rules, fewer freedom to trade however you want. And that really is kind of what you want to be doing. Ultimately, your end goal is to fund yourself. You know, tax is the main motivation to fund yourself. Yeah, nailed it. Why is bear zone top always 10 points away from bull zone bottom? It's usually because that's the strike distance. Our algorithm looks at each individual strike as an important pivot because that's where the options are lined up. And so being one strike distance apart from each other is what causes to be 1 point apart. Rocket Scooter code should work too. Yeah, like if our code matches their deal, by the way, at My Funded Futures. Never use anyone else's code. Don't use code YouTube, use our code. Yeah. But yeah, if you find out that prop firms are harder and you're doing better with your own account, that's exactly what you want to be doing. The prop firm is there for advanced traders also, just in case you want to practice or refine a new strategy, train a new strategy, or in case you blow up your real money and you need to start over. A prop firm is a great way to build a small bankroll again if you lost all your money trading. That happens to a lot of people I know. You were like, you know, I had 100,000, I put it into trading and I made 200,000, I lost it all and I got to start over. Well, when that happened, if that happened to me younger days before prop firms, I have to go borrow money from somebody. Be like, hey, yo, I need some money. Got to keep trading. Let me pay you back. Well, now with the prop firm, you have the ability to go out there and you can build your own money back from scratch, which makes it easy. So that's really helpful. First time on my channel and you like my voice, I don't get crazy. Like Pat. Pat's very entertaining. I like Pat, but our channel is a little different. Yeah. Pat and I grew through the YouTube ranks together. We're old school bros from back in the day. He's been in this YouTube game as long as I have, but we're more of like a calmer, chiller vibe. And but I know when I'm not streaming, I watch Pat a lot just because I like watching Jerry Springer trading. It's fun. It's funny, you know, but yeah, if you want to learn something, here is a good place to learn something from. We're very open about our transparency, our style, our strategy. I train people on it. I really appreciate it. Are the features hedge pressure pivots solid today? Yep, they are. They're solid. What do you think about the other mat? Which other mat? There's like 5, 6 other big streaming mats. Which one? RS is like minimal techno. I'm kind of like the poolside, like lounge techno vibe. And Pat is like dubstep. Both energetic, but one is like a chiller energetic. Tracer Matt, I like Matt. Matt and I are pretty close. We talk multiple times throughout the week. Matt's a cool guy. I dig Matt. Hashtag wit is also Matt. Jerry Springer trading is a good way to describe Pat's channel. And it's fun. It's a fun, like, you know, to have trading have something that's just like this cool, crazy energy is sometimes fun. But for some people that want like a more serious vibe, I get it. You're not going to get it over there. And he's not marketing for that kind of atmosphere. He likes that high energy kind of stuff. And I watch it all the time whenever I'm bored, but I'm definitely not there to like focus on my trading skills. I'm there just to have fun with a bunch of other people goofing off. But Mob has been crushing it this year. I'm actually very proud of the dude. He's been his strategy got a lot better. You know, I'm always honest with people, especially honest about my friends and people I like. You know, Pat wasn't always crushing it. There was a time where he was growing. You guys got to watch his growth on YouTube as well. Like, you know, 5, 6, 7 years ago. And he even openly talks about it. This year and last year, you know, Homeboy's found his stride. He's been actually trading well, to most people's surprise. His improvement just went off the charts. So I always get happy when I watch people like develop and like become like the next evolution in their game. It's always cool to like, it's cool to see people that I watched before, you know, just doing so much better now. It's kind of nice. I root everyone on. Like, I don't ever go out there and try to wish bad on anybody. And when I see people crushing it, I always give them the respect, you know. That's evidence that putting in a decade of hard work, you know, will pay off eventually. Do your work. Makes 5K a day on affiliate stream. On an average day, yeah. No, I've seen Pat make 50K in a day on as an affiliate sales before. When Apex throws them their own sale, his own exclusive sale, he'll make 50K that morning. You don't like how he talks to Brian? I don't like how he talks to Brian either. Which always makes me believe at some point he'll talk about all of us, but that's just his show. I wish he'd show Brian a little more respect too. Brian does very well as well. They both do well. You get two tigers in the arena, they're gonna claw at each other. That just happens. And they should just meet. This is what I tell people when they're just like beefing online. It's for show. I'm sure the moment Brian flies out to the BDH, they'll become best friends. It always happens that way. Brian just needs to get a plane ticket and go to Florida. Brian is super nice kid, yeah. I'm a big fan of Brian. I like him a lot. You know what I'm saying? We just need to get the two of them to hang out. Once they hang out, they'll be friends. He lives in Tampa. He just needs to drive over there. They just need to drive over, drink, you know, have a drink, laugh it out. They become friends after that, I bet. Like him and Rips. Yeah, like, listen, I'll tell you guys, I know all of these people. I talk to all of these people all the time. Nobody really hates each other. They just, talking shit is part of the game. And it's like, they laugh when they do it. They're not sitting there like, in front of a notepad, like, how am I gonna screw this guy over? It's just like, I don't do it. I never do it. And lucky for me, I'm never the target of it. I think people know that I don't play that game. You could call me whatever you want. I never care. I'm so impervious to like trader drama. Anyone beefs with me, they're just wasting their time because I know I'm amazing. I don't care what people think. I never fight back. I never say anything back. So I've always been in that boat that I got lucky that I never was in the middle of it. But the minute people are beefing, the moment you just reach out, you guys will laugh it over and just be friends. It's kind of funny. You just reach out and like, what the heck, man? And then they'll laugh. They'll be like, LOL, you know you're doing that goofy thing. Yeah, bro, but come on. You did that goofy thing. Yeah, I did. And then you just kind of like, it's Wall Street, dude. Everyone's a bunch of fucking degenerate, you know, animals beating their chests, and pretty much nobody really means it. It's so easy for people just to get over it. And there's so many easy targets to pick on. The bigs very easily get along when there's a bunch of scammy losers out there to pick on. I'm also probably older than most people in the space. I think I've been through it all. When I was younger, I probably was more of a hothead, but I think it's a great way to put it. Pat is a WWE star. Yeah, it's like WrestleMania, dude. It's just, and he talked to him. He's actually a really normal, nice guy, and you know, he's not like, his real personality isn't like that. And he knows he's doing it for show. It's just it's like wrestling. Yeah, it's just a big, loud show to attract in a crowd of people, and it pays very well. So I wouldn't not do it if I was in that boat too. I talked to Rich. Who's Rich? Rich who? I should throw Pat and Brian. I should have a trader pool party. I should have everybody fly out, come to my sick pool, dude. I'd barbecue. We'd be popping some bottles, and then we'd all be having fun. Y'all want to come to Texas? I'll throw a big party. Yeah. Oh yeah. But I promise you this. Everyone just wants to keep it stimulating and exciting. Nobody is really out there to crush anybody else unless they're being fraudulent. Then there's some people out there going an agenda to make sure, you know, it's known. Like lately, what Rips and Dodgy, and then there's Pat and Danny, but in their defense, it's not traders beefing. It's like a witch hunt because somebody was caught paper trading, right? And then everyone, like, you know, they jump on it. A meetup? Dude, I should have a meetup. That'd be fun. And you know what's crazy? Like in all that trader beef, you know what's kind of funny? I always get involved into the degree of like, and Matt too always gets involved in the middle of stuff in a way of like, people need like mediators. Me and like Trace and Matt have been seen as like the adults in the room for so long. People will be like, all right, let's get Matt to see, like Danny's broker statements. Everyone was like electing me. All right, just show Matt. Matt will look at it. He'll review it. He'll let us know if it's true. Like, so I'm kind of like drawn into some of this as being like the guy in the middle. And I actually got on the phone with Danny Trades, talked to him for an hour, let him tell his case to me, and he still never sent his broker statements to us. So I don't know. But I always am like, okay, guys, I'm neutral. Show me the stuff. I'm the nerd. I'll read the numbers. I'll see if they work. Can I ride the rocket scooter? Bro, I need to get scooters, to be honest. I was actually at Best Buy the other day. And I was convincing myself I actually do need a scooter. But I need a fast one, though. You coming to Texas? Oh, that's dope. So, yeah, like, I'm in Houston. And I've been trying to think about hosting a meetup somewhere. And I don't know what we would do. I don't know if we would just meet up and party. Or we'd meet up and do trading stuff. I don't know. Like, if I had to meet up and would you guys want me to do like a trading seminar or something, or would y'all want to hang out and party? I don't know. I've never been one of these like, let's fly out and have a meetup and I'll teach trading sort of thing. I'm more like, let's meet up and party and have a good time. What's your Tradeify question? What is the buffer? So with Tradeify, and let me show you really quick. Which account are you talking about? And I'll go through with you. I would love, guys, today for this to hit my A+ setups. So it looks like we're losing a little momentum. There is no evidence that this is going to be rallying or selling off. So I'm just going to chill and let the range break and then make a decision from there. Tradeify. Let's load her up. But I tend to like know enough people in the space that I always have like juicy gossip. But I never, which you guys will notice, I'll never take anyone's side. So you'll never know whose side I'm on. But I am on the side of truth. And I also become very insulted when I catch people scamming other people. I tend to be very against that. So I don't care how much I like somebody. If they're scamming, then I'm going to have a problem with it. So like if you're paper trading and passing it off as real trades or lying to people, I'm going to have a problem with that. Because basically, I'm like, if I was a doctor, like a surgeon, and I knew that somebody was practicing surgery, right, without a license, I'd be very angry. It's called stolen valor, man. Okay. What's your question, man? Which Apex never gives a payout? No, they give payouts, but what's up, Pips? Good morning, dude. Okay, what was your question about Tradeify, man? The buffer. Yeah, dude, Ty got hacked recently, man. That story was nuts. I can't believe they used AI to hack him. Like to generate a fake image of him to pass like a KYC, dude. It was. I hate to say it, like as sad as I feel for you, that's some impressive shit and scary, like how bad it can go. The guys are like that. You had a fight with the dude in high school. You were both put in school suspension. By the end of the day, you were friends. Yeah, like I'll tell you a story about my brother's wedding. But somebody asked, what indicator or tool would I suggest for a new to multi master anything that helps find volume? Rocket Scooter is an absolute gem of tools that help you find volume. Somebody asked about their buffer. You get a 125cc motor scooter, 50 to 60 miles an hour. Bro, like that's what I'm talking about. Like a meet up at a ranch. What are we going to do? The Bugatti scooter, that was the one that I liked. I thought that one was pretty cool looking. And the Bugatti scooter is the one you get at Costco, right? I remember seeing that. If I go buy a scooter today from Costco, I know IDOC is probably listening, like rolling her eyes. That's why she needs to be here, because when she's not here, I do stupid shit. She's going to come home and there's going to be a Bugatti scooter right there in the garage, I tell you. And also trading is a boring, as much as you guys don't think about it, trading is a very boring job most of the time. You wait, you sit here and stare, you watch paint dry and you wait for a setup. So we kind of get antsy, right? Half these traders are, coked up or caffeined up or Adderalled up and like ready to move and ready to fight and like ready to be energetic, and you're forced to like sit here in your own feelings. So it's really easy to just kind of like have like hyper aggressive energy. And right, I'll tell you a cool story. So whoever was asking me about Tradeify, I got it up. So ask me, I can't find your question. So can you ask me one more time? There will be a giveaway in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, yeah. What's your Tradeify question? I'll pop it back up when you ask me. But yeah, so my brother's wedding, right? Kansas. In Wichita, Kansas, we were there. And I don't know if you know anything about Kansas, but there's not much to do there. And, it's country and things like that. So, people are probably more bored than they would be in a big city. And we went to this bar and we're sitting there, we're all there. It's all of us are from Texas, right? Coming in from our brother's wedding. Him and his fiance at the time at this bar. All the groomsmen are there. They're all all-star athletes, football players and baseball players from college and high school. And we're all chilling there. And then like my brother's sitting on the side of the bar with his friends. His fiance at the time was like standing on the other side of the bar. And some guy was like elbowing her, crowding up in her space. And she like bucks up to him. She's like, "What you doing? Get out of my space." And this guy was like a foot taller than her. He's like, "What are you doing?" She's like, pushes him like this. She's like, "Get the fuck out of my space." And he's like, "Well, fuck you." And she's like, "Well, fuck you." So then his fiance and this random tall dude were like punching each other. like pushing each other and like wrestling and putting each other in hell. Like they're literally fighting. My brother's sitting on the other side of the bar like this. And they're like, should we break this up? And he's like, all right, I guess. He's like watching it because he's like, oh, she can handle herself. And then like he finally chugs his beer, sets it down, goes over there, starts fighting the dude. The dude's friends jump in and start fighting him. I get mad. I jump in. I was actually completely drunk. And I remember walking over there and I was like, my brother's a professional bass player, motherfucker. Don't you break his arm, I'll kill you. And I kicked this guy. Like, I think I kicked him in the head or something. Like, and then I got kicked. I got punched in the face. I had a fat lip. Then everybody gets into it. And it's like a saloon style brawl where people are like literally just like drunk and throwing each other the bar. And there was like a 10v10 brawl and people were clearing the bar. And it was crazy. And then all of a sudden people were like, the cops are coming, the cops are coming. And so we all just stopped fighting. We all leave the bar and like us, we're trying to help the people we're fighting. We're like, come on, dude, get the fuck out of here. We're all going to go to jail. Who won? We all won. We all lost. And everyone's like helping each other get out. We leave the bar and we're all like, good fight. Good fight. All right. Yeah. You good? You good? Where's your friend? Is your friend? Is he still? Oh, let's go get your friend. Like everyone was just kind of like, all right, whatever. Right. And so everyone's like limping out and just walking away and going back to the hotel. And it's just so funny because like, once the fight is over, everybody's like, you good? Hey, where's your friend? Is he still in there? That guy I was punching? Oh, bro, come on, dude. The cops are coming. Let's get out of here. And so the next day at the wedding, the funny part was like, we were all just bruised and beat up. I had a big fat lip. My brother's girlfriend or his fiance had a black eye. Like everyone had shiners all over them. And so the girls were like putting makeup on everybody to cover up the bruises because they didn't want the photos to be ruined. And we didn't want my mom to know we got in a fight the night before. But, my brother's fiance was just some hot-headed chick and she was always like that. Anyways, so if you look in the wedding photos very carefully, and this was like, in like 20 years ago, you can see we all look beat up. All of us, all the guys, all the girls, everyone. And we just look beat up. And that's basically, what it's like. But then it's like no hard feelings, right? It's like, we all got in a brawl. You were defending your friend, you're defending your friend, and everyone got a good lick in on someone else. Everyone got a good lick on them, and it just happens. But the funny part was when I saw the commotion, my brother was just like drinking his beer, like watching. Like he was thinking, he's like, nah, she's got this. That's what it's like, It's like, she's fine. So my little brother used to be a pro baseball player for the Giants organization. Hold on. Let me give you some info about it. He's retired now, but let me see if I can find. Let me find some stats for him. I'll post a link in chat. It's my brother right here. So my brother still holds the record for the Giants organization for the lowest ERA thrown in a single season when he was in the minors. He threw like a .89 or something like that ERA. So he did very well in the minors. He made it to AA, and then he got moved to AAA one season. They gave him the call to move to AAA, and they were like, we're going to move you to the majors at some point. And he had he got the call. He never got to play a day in AAA though, because as quickly as they moved them, they moved Tim Lincecum and my brother at the same time. They were both on the same team. And then they moved them both up, and then my brother got the call and they moved him back down because they drafted Randy Johnson instead, and they took the only other spot on the roster. And so my brother got cock-blocked by Randy Johnson, but that's a cool story because while that was the end of his professional career with the Giants, as far as he advanced in the minor leagues towards the majors, he did get super close, and he got edged out by one of the better pitchers there ever was. So it's kind of like tragic story, but to say that you were almost there is kind of cool. Yeah, that's my little bro. That's the link. But yeah, like it's kind of like you get edged by that. And the crazy thing was he was so excited. He's like, guys, I'm going to AAA. He's like, this is it. I'm there. I'm going to make it, and And then weeks later, it's like the devastating phone call of like, you know, he's like, nah, circumstances changed. So he got pushed back down to double A. And then he stayed there for a little bit. And then he got pushed down to A again. And then he just kind of like went and played for private leagues after that. And now my brother makes bank working in oil and gas, which is what, which is like, you know, what you do when you live in the Midwest or live in the South. Oil and gas is big money. So one of your friends played AAA for the Astros. Oh, nice. One of your uncles gave up a home run to Jose Canseco. Was that during Jose Canseco's like doping phase? That's kind of cool to like say that you some kid I went to high school with was the one that gave up it's not Mark McGuire. What was his name? Like the world record. Oh, I can't remember. Some guy I went to high school with played for, I think, the Twins. Clay Hensley, I think was his name. There's some trivia about him. He played for, what was the trivia with him? Oh, Barry Bonds. Yeah. So in 2007, this kid I went to high school with gave up Barry Bonds' 755th home run, which tied with Hank Aaron's record for all time. So the person that threw Barry Bonds' tie-breaking, you know, home run record was the kid I went to high school with. That was that guy. Bonds. Yeah. Barry Bonds. Your great aunt made Sammy Sosa's corked bat a true legend. What the hell? Like, how did that even happen? And your uncle pitched for the Phillies. Nice. A lot of baseball players in here. I used to play baseball a long time ago. I played baseball and I played football. So I was a big, and I played soccer and basketball a little bit, but I mostly played, like football was my sport when I was a kid. And I also was a pitcher in baseball. I was quarterback in football, I was a pitcher in baseball. I think I would have been good with football if I'd have stuck with it. But I quit very young. I got to junior high. I went to the academic route instead of the athletic route. My brother, who also was pretty smart in school, he chose the sports route rather than the academic route. My brother is like he's a math guy like me. You wouldn't know it if you're talking to him, but if you sat him down in front of about anything with math, he's good at it too. Oops, this is off the chart here. All right, almost time for giveaway, guys. My high school had a good baseball program. I think like most South Houston baseball is really good. Like there's so many people, even like San Jacinto and Alvin Community College are both two community colleges. I mean, Roger Clemens played for San Jacinto Community College. You had like a lot of really big, awesome baseball programs at the high school and the junior college level. Like Houston's huge on Little League. I mean, so many different, in the last like 30 years, a lot of winning Little League teams came out of the Houston area. Baseball's big down here. Oh, when he played for what was it? Eugene? What was that? No, the name of that. Not Eugene. God, what's the name of that freaking city? Yeah, we saw him play in in Salem. Sorry, Salem Kaiser. Yeah. We went a couple times to there when he played for the Volcanoes. He played for Augusta for a little bit. He played for San Jose for a little bit. I never went to Connecticut when my brother played for the Defenders, but yeah, Salem Kaiser, that was his first teams he played for. Do you live by there? Oh, sweet. All right, still waiting. This breakout's still looking pretty good. I'm not getting my A+ set up today. I need to get something going on here, but I didn't take a chase. I just made that opening trade. I'd love to see something better. Resilience numbers are slightly deteriorating, but still good for the bull side. Somebody asked earlier why I'm not trying to short or fade. Because of this, you know, markets don't like to sell off. And while I don't have great evidence to, I mean, I could take a long on this chase, but I did want to get in an A+ setup if I can find something better. But reverse, wait, Cameron, who'd you play for? In Augusta? Oh, against the, were you on the Green Jackets or did you play against the Green Jackets? What team were you on? That's right. Texas is just bigger and better, baby. Oh, you play with the Marlins group? Marlins organization? Cool. So my brother used to be like this, he had this really cool style that he developed in college. He had a staph infection on his leg that left it to where he couldn't do his full windup anymore. And so my brother turned into like this, what do they call it? It was like sidearm, but underneath sidearm. So it's basically throws kind of like, he crouches really low, kind of like what Jeff Bagwell used to bat, like, you know, stick his ass on the ground. And he would just throw it, but underneath. So submarine style. Yeah, submarine, that's the word. But it wasn't like fully underhand. It was kind of like, this, but slightly lower. And he would basically crouch in and he would throw it across your body. And people couldn't hit him. And like he had in the minor leagues, people couldn't figure it out. When he got in the upper minors, they could figure it out. But people would, they would swing late and ground out. And he had like one of the highest ground ball, fly ball ratios in the organization as well. People would just basically like hit the ball right on the handle of their bat, clunk, and it would just dabble out. Like even watching the game was kind of boring because people just couldn't figure out how to hit it. And the ball would cross your body as a left-handed batter. So as a right-handed batter, it would cross your body and you would hit it like, you know, clink. And people couldn't hit him. I mean, he would just basically like ground everybody out. It was a trick shot, and it did very well as a starter. And then when they moved him into AA, that the batters got better. And so, you know, they moved him to relief pitcher, and then he was middle relief. You know, you always have your trick pitchers throwing in the middle of the game, and you have your, you know, your closer is always like a fastball. So he did that for a while and did pretty okay. But when he was younger, when he was a kid, he can throw in the 90s. With his full windup, he could throw mid 90s pretty good on his fastball. When he got older, though, after he hurt his knee and he had to change his windup, he was throwing like low mid 80s, and people still couldn't hit it. Yeah, like in and down towards righties, Cam. Yeah, and like people just like, you know, and the ball, it's such a trick because the ball comes in this way, like you're batting like this, right? And it comes in at an angle a little bit. And it's hard to see because the ball kind of like picks up a little curve on it because, you know, the spin, and it comes in close. It's very hard to gauge where that fucking ball is. So people would basically ground out right to the second baseman most often than not because they would swing way too late or ground out to the pitcher a lot. And it was so fun to watch. And people kind of like, and he had this kind of cool reputation in that era. And my brother was like, when he brought back the old school, you know, like really high socks and tuck your pants in sort of thing. So people would make fun of my brother from the other teams by bringing socks, and like he'd be pitching, they'd be like dangling socks behind the dugout and stuff. That was always fun to watch. I got to find some old videos and show you guys. The sock thing was really funny. You know, watching like, you know, we're over in like Eugene, Oregon or wherever, you know, watching a game, and all the people in the stadium are out there like dangling big long socks. You know, Adam. All right, you guys ready for giveaway? Maddie was drafted in 08, but you tore your shoulder. Oh, dude. Oh, that sucks, man. Hung up the cleats after that. Dude, that sucks, bro. You were so close, man. So Wednesday, your uncle played with the Phillies when Lenny Dykstra was and John Crooker on the team. It was epic, and kid going to Veterans Stadium with those guys. That's cool. That's cool history, man. That is pretty cool. All right. You guys ready for giveaway? Like we do every single day on the stream. What is today's giveaway? So we have two $200 credits with funded futures desk, and then 2 accounts to give away with my funded futures. Let's do 4 today. as we always do. All right. In chat, everyone type in TFD. TFD in chat. TFD. First one. Man, I would be so freaking happy to get a flipping A+ setup here. I want that more than anything, man. Can't I just get some selling? Can't I just fall on a profit target? Can't we just put a little green on the board? Can we stop watching the paint dry? Yeah, when I played, I was a decent pitcher, but I wasn't anywhere close to being as good as my brother. He was like next level good. I had a pretty good fastball. I had a pretty good curveball, but I didn't really have, like, I was probably like remarkably average. I had really good accuracy. I could throw a ball where I wanted to put the ball. I could put it there. But I actually didn't throw that fast. My brother threw hard. But he trained though a lot as a kid. My dad and him would train all the time on his pitching arm to get his throw fast. My dad, when I was a kid, I was training football, so I was throwing footballs more than I was throwing baseballs as a kid. And that ever since I was 5, they were grooming me to be the quarterback of my town. So, but I quit in junior high. So I was always practicing my spiral and practicing my accuracy and leading my throws and stuff. Like almost daily, my brother and my dad were outside. My dad and mitt. I would catch my brother sometimes. You would just hear, like, if you were walking around our neighborhood, you just hear like, pow, pow, like, pow, from all those fastballs in the catcher mitt. You can hear it from a block away, all day, every day. We practiced a lot of sports when we were a kid. My dad's dream was to have like 2 all-star athletes in the pros. But I took the nerdy math route instead. I didn't have any time in my schedule to do athletics in junior high. I was in so many extracurricular things. And also I discovered music at that time, so I was really getting into like playing guitar, and I wanted to be in a band. I was just kind of like losing interest in the jock life. I became like an alternative kid. Black t-shirts, skull necklaces. I never left that phase. It's terrifying to hit like a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, hit that mitt. Oh yeah, in a little quiet neighborhood we lived at. Pow, pow. I used to catch my brother a lot when he would throw. We'd head out and he'd throw, 50 balls or something. Your dad is happy, his boys are thriving. That's pretty happy. All right, you guys ready? You guys ready for this? We'll do 4 giveaways in a row. Don't forget to type the futures desk. We have 2. I'll give you guys a little information about these guys after the giveaway. Oh. I didn't get practice putting the bandana on. Okay, these are 2 $200 credits, and I'll tell you guys how this works after the giveaway. New firm we just started getting introduced to. They've offered to do some giveaways on the stream to get you guys introduced to them. And we'll do 2 My Funded Futures after this. Rumalesh, Karuba, I swear, you've won like 10 things on this stream. Good job. This is the world's luckiest guy, I tell you. Type something in chat, buddy. You are the winner today. Woo! All right, last winner. Ryder FX, you are winner number 2.
Yeah. Late nights, early mornings, charts up, trying to see what's forming. Mad on the mic, yeah, you know we schooling. Options open, gotta keep it moving. Came from the bottom, now we analyzing trends. Risk tight, stop, loss, never break, never bend.
I'll be live on My Fun and Futures TV in about an hour and 20 minutes as well, so stay tuned to here, because after my stream, I always roll everybody into that stream, and they do massive giveaways on that stream too. So if you guys are first time in my channel, I am all right, everybody clean this up. Everybody type My Fun and Futures. I'll give you 5 seconds to do that. MFFU. Winners, I'll give you instructions after this on how to claim your prize. But everybody join our Discord. This is kind of required. And don't get the rules wrong. You got to get these instructions completely right or you forfeit your prize. I'll give them to you in just a second. But everybody go to our Discord at least for now. Number 1, you got to be in the Discord. Okay, ready? These are for, I think, 25K starter accounts with My Fun and Futures. You know, we love giving those away on here. They were given by experts yesterday on the show, so come to that show because they have been like giveaway bonanza over there. Marnus Quetzi. Emotions do.
Stick to the plan, we gon' see this through. Mac got the blueprint, let me show it to you. Yeah, Trey Smart, no FOMO, no
Micah K. Winners today. I'm here every day. Don't ever go away. My rap career ended just as soon as it started. Congrats, guys. All right, 4 winners today. But stay here because when we go to My Fun and Futures in a little bit, they do giveaways all day long, dude. All day long on that stream, especially when they're there. Sweep the leg, Johnny. All right, hold on, wait. Congrats. All right, guys, good job, good job, good job. That's the winners for today. Here are the rules. Ready? Pay close attention. I repeat, here are the rules. Pay close attention. Those of you that won, go to your YouTube account right now. Take a screenshot of your screen name on your YouTube account from your perspective. Send me a message in Discord. Matt, go to my Discord. Send me a message. Send me that picture and tell me you're the person that won. Funded desk. I have a futures desk. Let me tell you guys a little bit about these guys. I recently discovered them, and they have a pretty cool program. Let me show it to you guys. They really work on pushing traders to live really quick, and they also have this like choose your own prop account sort of thing. It's kind of neat because you can that's why I told them, I was like, let me give some accounts away and see if it sticks, you know, see if the community likes it. And you can kind of like customize whatever kind of account that you want by building your own prop account. It's kind of like going to Chipotle and picking out whatever burrito bowl you want. You can go here and pick, what do you want, right? Do you want an end of the day drawdown account? Do you want a static account? You pick which one you want. And then you choose, what do you want your drawdown to be? How many contracts do you want to trade? How many minimum days to pass, sort of thing. And then it sets the price for you. That's kind of cool. It gives you the ability to set an account inside of the the type of budget that you have. And of course, end of the day drawdown and static drawdown are both actually pretty good because those are the only two accounts I do like to trade. So, what's your Chipotle order? Yeah, so kind of neat that you can do that. And then of course, they have a really cool program. They're offering the first two people that won, you get a $200 credit, so you can pick whatever account you want. The other two people, we're going to send you My Funded Futures starter free accounts with them. Those of you with My Funded Futures, what you need to do is have an account with them already. Send me the email also that you sign up to that account with and message me within the hour. I know those are the rules, but hit me up and I'll get you. And stay here because in about 1 hour, we're going to be moving over to My Funded Futures TV. And I think this last week, they gave away like 200 accounts, I swear to God. Like 200 on my segment alone. So there were days when they would do 15. There were days where they do 10. There was a day where they did 50. I mean, it's just like, you're like 15 minutes behind. No. Sorry, brother. And also, I don't know what I'm going to do with my time. I'm so bored with IDOC being gone. Like, trading is fun. I like my job as a trader. I like my job as CEO of a trading platform. I mean, I like doing the stuff that I do. But I'm telling you, when I'm not working, I get really bored. IDOC is very entertaining. We always are doing fun stuff. With her being gone, I don't know what to do with my time today. I can hang out with my friends, maybe. Catch up on some work. I need some ideas, you guys. What should I do with my nights? Should I go to a restaurant by myself and just sit at the bar and have a cocktail? Dress up nice in a tuxedo? I mean, people just like ask questions like, where'd you come from? And then I just act like mysterious, like I have a cool backstory or something. Should I just go work out? Should I order a pizza and pig out and eat pizza and chips and drink beer and watch a movie? Like, what should I do tonight? Day drinking? I should go to the pool and day drink. I like that. Napping hella good. I would nap as well. The fake me's on Discord finally gave up on adding you. Yeah, they start losing interest after some time. That's so funny. Bottomless mimosa. There we go. I can do that. Gaming, movies, guitar. I can just have like a bro day. Like I can catch up on finishing Elden Ring. I'm like maybe like 200 hours in Elden Ring. Yeah, I can just go finish that. But I'm playing that game to like collect all the things. I'm trying to like 100% that game. So I'm taking my sweet time in it. Oh yeah, this weekend. Oh my God, I'm gonna have so much fun with Gabo this weekend. So I got my son and my mom we're gonna do all kind of fun stuff this weekend. With him. Eat some mushrooms and stare at the wall. That does sound like a good time actually. Can't send a DM on Discord because we're not friends. Add me as a friend. I'll get you. Pre-game for Game 1 of Stanley Cup Finals. Oh, I can go to like Maple Leaf Pub. They're going to probably have a big event there for that. Bottomless Elden Ring. Go watch Sinners. It's fun. Well, she'll get mad if I go see that without her. We've been planning to see that movie for a while. That's something I want to see. Batting cages. Dude, I haven't been to batting cage in so long. That sounds pretty cool, actually. Yeah, I know I'm like, 5 years behind on everybody playing Elden Ring. But I bought it on Steam, but I never played it. And when they came out with the Oblivion remake, I was like, oh man, I was like on this fix. I'm like, I can't wait to play the Oblivion remake. And I'm like, wow, but then I have Elden Ring, which is basically like the same game, kind of. Like, but then I have Elden Ring to play also. I'm like, shit. Let me play Elden Ring first. Then let me play the DLC. And I'm like, oh man, now I got like a whole year-long commitment before I can play the Oblivion remake. Like, fine, I'll do them all back to back. Just in time for GTA 6. So, like, that's my next 2 years. By the time I finish Oblivion, then GTA 6 will come out, and then I'll see you guys in a decade. We'll see. You're at the age where everything sounds fun. Oh yeah. Yeah, like I don't know. I like, this is my first Dark Souls game. I never played any of the Soulsborne games. This is the first one I ever did. And I don't know why I never played them. They just looked really slow and boring to me. But then when I started playing Elden Ring, just the vast how big it was. Like once you enter that first starting zone, everything is like so vast and big. It's incredible, like the scale of that game. It is by far like very well made game. Jesus will come back before GTA 6. Probably so. I should throw a pool party. That'd be kind of cool though. Those games continue. Oh, dude, it does. Like I can't play an adventure RPG game without collecting all the things. I'll tell you, I will literally crawl every corner of the map and unlock every small thing and find every small loot box, every small treasure chest. I 100% complete a game. I feel awkward and weird, like my OCD doesn't let me not collect all the things. So I can't just beat the game. I have to do every quest, every boss, every side item, everything. Elden Ring is crazy hard. Yes, but Elden Ring allows you to grind out levels, many levels ahead of the zone you're supposed to be in. And I spent, in good, South Park level mastery of growing a character. I stayed back and I was slaying, level 1 characters to like grind it out like 10 or 15 levels ahead of where I should be. That way I could take on the rest of the game. And it was easy from there. I'm probably now like 20, 25 levels above the place I'm playing at. And I'm just like 3-hitting the bosses. I know that's like the weaker way to play, but but the other Souls games I heard were like a lot harder. But Elden Ring is very hard, but it can be easy because you can just like, you can go to like, I don't know, like level 900 or something like that. You really need like 120 levels probably for the final bosses. You guys will all get funded. You guys will all be trading millionaires before GTA 6 comes out. I can guarantee you that much. I don't even know why I never even showed you. You don't even know I didn't put my P&L on the damn chart here. Never even. I'm just sitting here like, you guys didn't even ask me, what was your P&L today? What was it? I didn't touch my Funded Futures account. I didn't touch my Funded Next accounts. I didn't get the A+ setups. I just hit them all in Tradeify. $3, $513, $694. So this is like maybe $2,000-$3,000 today. Just trading this. I mean, that's it. I need something better. Baldur's Gate 3. I have Baldur's Gate 3 too. Like I have a lot of games that I need to catch up on. Well, I built Rocket Scooter, from 2020 until 2022. I was like balls deep in building this platform. My life was like trading on stream, and then once stream was over, it was like a 12-hour job that went past midnight almost every day, 7 days a week. So for 2 or 3 years, I didn't do much with my life but build this platform you guys see. You're the only one who thinks the Bloodborne game sucks. I mean, I like Elden Ring because of how big and vast it was, like the scale of things. Like you go in, there's a castle that's like 4,000 feet tall. It's just vast and big. It feels cool. But the gameplay, I'm not a big fan of that style of gameplay either. It's just like, it's all defensive play. It's like you got to watch the boss, then dodge, then hit, wait for a window of opportunity. I'm like a hack and slash kind of guy. Like, let me just walk through and start spamming buttons. Like, I like the rogue style games much better. But I do like the big adventure games because I can just waste time and get lost in them exploring. Like, I'm a huge fan of Hades. Hades 2. If y'all played Hades, I'm like obsessed with that game when it came out. Hack and slash. I never played Dark and Darker. You can have up to 5 Tradeify accounts on the straight to fundeds. Yeah. Elden Ring is, dude, it's like, it takes a lot of patience. And the crazy part is, like, when you first come out of the first zone, when you first start the game, maybe like I don't know, 200 feet in front of you, there's this gigantic guy on a horse that one shots and kills you. And then maybe like 1,000 feet in front of him, there's like a 200-foot tall giant that's like shooting a bow and arrow at you, and the arrow is the size of a truck. And you're like, okay, this game is crazy. And when they put like a giant boss that you can't beat until later on in the game right in front of you at the starting zone, immediately your first thing you do when you start the game is you like drop in and you start running from shit that'll one-shot you. I remember Final Fantasy 12 was like that. Right out the first gate of the first town, there was this giant dinosaur, like a T-Rex that was just wandering. And you were level 1 and it was like level 50 and it would just like one-shot you. I always thought there was a cool element to these open world games that really have like no quest or no anything. Elden Ring doesn't tell you what to do. There's no quest markers. It just drops you off in the game and it's like, good luck. And you just start exploring and shit starts unfolding when you do. I just was like, oh, let me find the first thing I can kill that doesn't kill me. Everything killed me for like the first 100 deaths. And finally I found something I could kill quickly. And I just fought it and got a few levels out of it. And I'm like, okay. It's very hard at the start. If you didn't, that's my first Soulsborne game, so I didn't know what I was in for. Idoc was also playing it for a little bit. And she hated it. She gave up on it. But it was good. Exhibition 33. I saw that. I haven't bought it, but I saw it. I play mouse and keyboard always. I used to play controller whenever I was big into Halo. I was super competitive in Halo when I was a kid. And I used to play Xbox Halo all the time. And then whenever I got a little more, I guess, probably like in my 20s, I just started getting into M&K much better. I like, you know, playing games on controller. That's just so classic. But for me, now I like sitting in my gaming station. I get this really dope gaming station right to the left of me. I just like sitting there with the mouse and keyboard. It's harder to play games, you know, Call of Duty and others, because you don't get the aim assist. Apex, you don't have the game assist, and all the pros play on controller now, but I'm more of a movement player anyways. I like being able to have the ability to do crazy movements. So M&K. You need a new computer for Elden Ring? Probably not. I don't think Elden Ring is like that bad on your PC, because Elden Ring is notorious. The Souls games are all known to be notoriously locked at 60 frames. So no matter what you do, it only the game only runs on 60 frames a second. So you don't need a lot of graphics power compared to like most modern games. It's not even, and it's weird because it doesn't even scale to 4K or even 1080p. It's so weird. The aspect ratio of that game is really weird. If I do full screen on my monitor in 4K, it cuts off the bottom and top. So they're just really weird over there at that company. Did I play It Takes Two? Yeah, Idoc and I are like grinding that out right now. I think we're probably like halfway through it. We just beat the toolbox boss. The toolbox boss. Snipers only, Halo 3. Sniper no shield, that was fun. There's movement on Apex needs to be every game. I think they need to bring back Titanfall mechanics and make Apex 2 basically with Titanfall wall running. So the best I ever was at any game ever was in Titanfall 1. I was Diamond 5, ranked player. I was top 20 in the world when I played Titanfall. And I played religiously, and I was on a team of guys that played. We never competed. There weren't really competitions, big competition scene for it, but I was really good at Titanfall. And I was Diamond 5 for like, I don't know, 15 seasons in a row, which is the highest rank in the pro level. And then I played Apex, and then I was, I got to Diamond one season, but I was mostly like hard stuck platinum because I didn't have friends to play with, so I would solo play Apex and get like high in the platinum and never get Never get far past it. You want to tap strafe and COD's wall bounce? I can tap strafe and COD pretty good. I can tap strafe. I can rash strafe. I mean Apex, sorry. In Apex, I can do both of those. So you want to be able to do that in the COD? That'd be actually kind of nice, right? Tap strafe into a wall bounce and jump off. Or grapple on something and then jump off and grapple again to get the momentum. Oh, that'd be kind of great. I get good at all the Apex strafing. I can do the rash strafe pretty good. I can do the tap strafe. I mained Gibby for the longest time, and then Gibby wasn't popular, and then like last season, Gibby got popular again because of the healing meta that came out. And so, just for shits and giggles, I dusted off old Gibraltar and got back in the game a little bit. And dude, like, if you guys play Apex, the whole Gibraltar Lifeline Newcastle meta was just ridiculously stupid and fun at the same time. I was getting like kill leader with Gibby and a shotgun. Back on it, so. I switch over to My Fun and Futures at 11:30, so in 1 hour I'll be over there. You did that with Zelda on the Switch? Can I check Bitcoin? We don't have Bitcoin in my platforms, but I can bring it up in Thinkorswim though. Hold up. Glad there's like so many gamers here, man. That's why I like you guys. Y'all are awesome. Bitcoin is sort of just kind of stabilizing out after its big run to 1.1 again. Sorry, 111 per tick. Just sort of consolidating. Looks kind of nice. A nice little run here. I think it's still maybe bullish. I don't really have any evidence for that, but Nasdaq has gone nowhere from the open. I managed to scalp about $3,000 of profit, and that's basically it. And I'm just chilling to see what happens next. I really like to see the market flush out so I can get a good A+ setup today. I'm not trying to rush anything. I haven't touched my MyFunded Futures funded account, which that's up $4,000 right out the door. Hopefully Brett wasn't kidding when he said it's time to move me to live. I'll be glued in my inbox here, waiting to get the invite. Push me to live. I'd be super, super pumped about that. Oh, one of my accounts is really close to payout. Which account is that? Oh, this one. Okay. How much do I need to make on this one to get to payout? Is that this one? One that made $6 today or $3 today? All right, how far do I need to go on this one? I need to force a trade on this one account so I can get a payout. I know it's famous last words. I need to force a trade. What would I do if I were to force a trade, though? This account needs to be making... Okay. I need to make... Oh. $5,000 more dollars on this account. Oh, okay. I got a little bit to go. Close to payout. Close-ish to payout. The 30% consistency. I've already traded so many days on this one. So some of my accounts, remember, I said fuck the consistency. I'm just going to trade really big balance and then worry about consistency later. This one's been trading for 21 days since its last payout. Because I didn't care. I just blew the consistency just to get ahead with it. And now I got to inch my way lower. Bring that number lower by just making a little bit of trades here and there. So to make $5,000 in this one account to get a payout. Okie dokie. Resilience is positive. We're likely supporting half gap today. No real selling pressure. I don't see it. But boy, I'd love to have this flesh out and get my A+ setups down here at the bottom. Daddy would like. So don't go anywhere, guys, because we're going to roll into My Funded Futures. That's what I say. Come to the stream every single day. And we go into My Funded Futures TV. I'm a host of my own segment in the middle of the day there. And they do a ton of giveaways. And after that, we come back and stream again on YouTube. I've never played MLB this show. No, I've never played it. Multiple Minded hasn't played any video games since college. Circa Red Dead 1. Wait, have you played Red Dead 2 though? Multiple Minded? I'm going to tell you. If there's any game you should play as an adult that you haven't played since college, you got to play Red Dead 2. Everybody in this chat needs to play Red Dead 2. This is by far the best video game ever made in the history of video games. Hands down. Red Dead 2 is like the masterpiece of masterpieces. You have to play it. It's so good. It's Grand Theft Auto, but on horseback. With outlaws, with 6-shooters and, you know, like... You rob people on their stagecoaches and you get chased down by the marshals. I mean, it's great. GTA 5 was better. They're like the same game. It comes down to your personal flavor of game. But like GTA 5 and Red Dead 2 are literally like the same game. For the most part. You go on missions to steal shit in both games. You run from the police in both games. Skate was your favorite game? Oh, dude, I remember playing Skate. I remember playing Tony Hawk. Red Dead 2 is great. You're basically like a band of thieves and outlaws, and you are in the, Wild West, and you are basically like Grand Theft Auto. You have missions. You're trying to raise money for your band of thieves, and then you're, you can play it however you want. You can go out there and do everything right. You can terrorize the townsfolk. You can be chased by the police. You can do pretty much anything in that game. You're gonna kill somebody and get rid of a body, feed it to the pigs. The pigs, you can throw a body to the pigsty, and the pigs will make it disappear so that you don't get caught. I mean, there's so many little details of that game that made it so funny and different. But it's basically Grand Theft Auto if you've never played it. But in 1885 or 1855. What's Modern Warfare 2? Call of Duty. Stole that from Snatch. Yeah, LOL. This account that made $3 needs to make $5,000 for the next payout. RuneScape players never quit. They just take long breaks. RuneScape is still hot to this day. I get RuneScape videos pop on my YouTube all the time of all the history and all the memes and all the old stuff in RuneScape. What's her face? That girl that cornered the market and basically became the in-game billionaire. There's all kind of stuff. I played RuneScape. I played Ultima Online back in the day. Back in the day, though. Like high school back in the day. All right. Boring market going nowhere. Can we get some more fleshy flesh? That'd be kind of nice. There's still a bid here. Resilience is improving slightly on NASDAQ, so the market is picking up a slight bid. It is slower to move than yesterday. But I do feel like this might end up being good for the day. Or good for the Good for the trading day. I feel like this is going to consolidate, maybe pop a few times higher. I've got no entry from this other than to try to trade off of this little key area here. But I mean, we've gone practically nowhere on NASDAQ. The most probable play is half gap support, positive res through here to finish that up. But there is no momentum as we see, right? The market is just kind of topping out. Might see some selling pressure here. Let's double check VIX futures because I want to see if we are close to our triple B level. Yeah, and VIX is still kind of in an elevated phase, or volatility is likely possible. We're still above that 1865 triple B, you guys. So we're not in the clear yet for a nice, clean, easy melt up. Volatility is still there, which is good for me to wait and see if I get like a continual melt up. I don't think we sell off today. I don't think we crash today. I think that if we do any kind of movement, it's going to stay pretty contained within the same range. I might think that this is very possible today for this to move closer to here. One more time. And then we stay the course. And we'll see. Ultima Online. Yeah, baby. Let's go. Those old school days. These are my trades I made today. Yeah, the ones on the screen. That's it. Just those 5. Ultima Online was the only video game that would literally make your heart race and have a heart attack. Because you could lose months of work by getting killed out of town by somebody that can just rob everything you ever worked for. And because of that, my friend and I played thieves in that game. And we would camp out. Our hiding skill was so good, we can go invisible. We would camp out in the deed shop. And when people, like, basically you would grind out, like, mining or killing or something for, like, months and raise up however much gold you needed to buy a house or buy a castle. And it was the biggest achievement you can in that game. It was months of work. But a thief could hide, and you can't see somebody, be invisible. I'd be invisible standing in the deed shop, and right when somebody would buy one, I'd steal it right out of their bag. My stealing skill was so high, I basically would rob months and months of people's hard work. I'd get death threats in that game. The minute you come out of hide, they can kill you, and that's bad, but I'd get out of town quick enough. And, yeah. So in that game, it was like the Wild West for sure. The bards were instigating fights in shops. Oh yeah, dude. And one of my friends in high school had this weapon dupe glitch that he got by going out to the corner of the map. He had some trick he would do. And he would dupe weapons and he would sell them online on this website. And he had a business, so he made a little bit of money in high school selling duped weapons in UO. We were like 16 years old. What's a good monthly return for day trading? Dude, that varies person to person. Like, most people are happy if they can pay their bills with a little bit left over to do day trading as a job, which is making like a normal job. If you're really good, it can be much more than that. It's really hard to achieve stability as a trader. You got to determine what your monthly return is for trading. You know, me, trading's not my only gig. You know, I have 17 revenue streams now, and trading is one of them. And what you really want to do is have stable income from other things, and trading is like something you do for additional income, right? So try to aspire to have trading being one of many things you do. That's always tell people that. I need to go take Pickle out to go to the bathroom before Fund and Future starts up. Oh, there's some red. Get some fleshy flesh here. I like that. What's going on? Any news or something? Trump talking? What's going on here? Stocks just took a nosedive. Res is negative now. What the fuck? That's kind of cool. Let's read the news. Stocks are getting dumped right now. We'll check financial juice. I'm gonna take Piccolo out to the bathroom real quick. Well, let's watch this. All right. Senator Graham is pressing U.S. Commerce Secretary Litnick on China buying Russian oil. Tariff alone will not increase U.S. primary aluminum production. So talking about some tariffs every once in a while here. Little news. Nothing breaking though. Get a stadium, pal? Like a bathroom at your desk? Wait, what is that? A stadium, pal? What the hell is that? Let's look it up. Bro, like, what is this? What is this you're having me Google? I might get in trouble on YouTube with pictures like this. That's incredible. Portable urinal? I don't know what this thing is. A rib for your pleasure. I think that's the wrong thing, but it's a piss bottle you strap to your leg. Well, I can see that. Let's see. Give us some. Where's the pictures? I mean, hell, somebody says I'll try anything twice. Why not? Don't want to get up? Don't want to leave the game? That's all right. We got you covered. It's a diaper with a sack, with a tube, with a bag. For 20 bucks? Okay, I'm not gonna lie. For 20 bucks, that's not bad. For the inner lazy person in you that doesn't want to miss a single moment of the game, don't worry, we got you covered. Just go in the bag. Just sit still and piss your pants. That's fine. Never miss another trade. I know. I need to get one for Pickle. That way he can just walk around with a portable piss pot. You guys use them in racing? That would make sense. So you can't really like... Yeah, that would make sense if you're like racing a car, you know, for an hour and you can't get out. Doubles as a heater too. There you go. Get that 98.6 degree heat right around your leg. New Year's Eve ball drop necessity. Yeah, that's true. Music festivals. Yeah, you don't lose your good seat. If peeing in your pants is cool, consider me Miles Davis. That's the grossest thing I've ever heard. Everyone on the bus. Pee in your pants is the coolest. Oh, Veronica Vaughn, so hot. Want to touch the hiney? God, Billy Madison. Maybe I'll watch that tonight. Maybe I'll eat gummies and watch Billy Madison while IDOC's out of town. Shampoo is better. I go on first and cleans the hair. No, conditioner is better. I'd make the hair silky and smooth. Your WoW friends peeing in bottles back in the day? Dude, like, wow, you gotta, I mean, I guess raiding is very important in WoW, but if you're like in this crazy raid and you gotta pee, I guess you need the pee pants. Oh, really, fool? Really? It's Nudie Magazine Day. Billy Madison was pretty great. How about you, Sideburns? You want some of this milk? I'd rather have a beer. Oh, Norm McDonald. What day is this? And the other guy's like, October? Oh, yeah. I'm glad I called that guy. Was it Steve Buscemi? Norm was the best. Norm is just like, I honestly, Weekend Update on Saturday Night Live, my favorite was always Norm. Like, I think it was the best one they ever had. Kevin Nealon was good. Norm was good. They both had just this really good delivery that I always thought was funny. What day is it? You always say October. Yeah, like Norm would tell like the craziest joke setups. So we're always just like, why is that one he did on the Conan show? Wait, hold on, guys. I'm gonna go take Pickle out. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Hang tight. I gotta take Pickle out. I'll be back. And we're back. Hold on. It's a lot of work. Hey, iDoc. He still won't pee. I've taken him out like 3 times. He just goes out there and stares at the mud. Apple again? Apple and Alibaba's AI rollout in China delayed the Trump's trade war. It's not because Apple. Resilience did take a nosedive, so I think it's because of Apple. Yep, that's what it was. Whew. Out of breath. So yeah, half gap change. Apple on the other side caused that resilience tank right there. It's no trade day for you. Well, wait, hold on though. Listen, no trade day is always good, but wait, right? I'm just waiting. I might get an A+ setup in a little bit. Just keep an eye on it, you know? Don't force a trade, you're right. Not investment advice, of course. Never force a trade. But yeah, a no trade day is good. But also in no trade days, just know where you could trade if you wanted to and watch and wait for it. Yeah, there's nothing to do from here. Let me get my A+ setup. I'll hit that, baby. The dog is being somewhere. Well, he wouldn't go to the bathroom, so I just basically put him in iDoc's closet on a pile of hair clothes. Maybe he'll pee there. Just kidding. Looks like that news is only Apple related, so Apple's the one that caused resilience to bounce around. You passed top set 50K. I keep blowing them. Dude, I'm sorry that happened, man. Sorry to hear that. It happens to everybody, bud. Hang in there. I wish I had a better setup because I want to hit this My Funded Futures, man. I want to get this account, get some fat on this account. It made 10 yesterday, gave away 9 today. Oh no. Ben, you got your first payout today. Bro, congrats. Congrats. 30 minutes till we go into My Funded. All right. T3. Yo, what's up, Tom? Oh, dude. Yep, set a daily loss limit and set your settings. How you been, man? Snooze day. I'm bored. Boring day. I keep waiting to see if I'm going to get an email from Tradeify. Is Brett serious? God, I get so many different... I get emails on the daily basis now asking for collabs and opportunity this, opportunity that. There are so many different companies out there trying to like make a big splash in this prop world. There's like, I hear a new prop firm on a daily basis. Hey, we love your YouTube channel. We have this really competitive affiliate program. Blah, 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 blah. Like, nah, no thanks. I'm good. Little downside pressure coming out of the woodwork here. Bum, 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 bum. Wait, resilience is negative again. Keep an eye out for Apple, guys. Could tilt the scales a little bit for a gap fill downside move. Apple, if Apple breaks hedge pressure, could tilt the market the other way around. I don't know if that's going to be big enough to do so, but this half gap support here, as long as res is less than 0 and we're losing res, because Apple is big enough to do that. Push things the other way. Nvidia also kind of breaking hedge to the downside. This could turn out to be a pretty bad day. We're getting some early warning signs. Losing very strong monthly hedge pressure. Nvidia, Apple, right? Let's see if the stocks that were doing okay are still doing okay. Microsoft still doing good. Okay. Amazon still doing okay. Yep. Meta still doing okay. Yep. So they're really affecting all of them, but two of the bigger companies definitely getting a little bit of sell off here. Do I see book maps as complementary to Rocket Scooter? Very complementary. Anything that tracks volume or activity in real time is good confluence for what we do. We're the only software out there that can predict things ahead of time. It's different. We show you where volume will be, and then when you get there, any kind of confluence that you have to confirm what you were looking for is good. You start to see that unusual activity or that accumulation with bookmap at a key level. You know that we had the number right. On its own, not that good. On its own, it's just you're reacting in real time to order flow, and it's just as good as you can get. There's no predictability to it, right? So two and two together, though, it's perfect. Anything, Rocket Scooter complements anything and makes anything better. That's how I feel, because it allows you to plan with a pivot ahead of time. And then when you get to the pivot, any unusual activity or whatever that you spot, the other software can point it out as it's happening, right? %20 on Tradeify hack. Yep. 20%. On the straight to funded. On the growth and advanced, it's 35%, I think. Yeah, so like seeing areas of accumulation, orders, and the levels are confirmed. Right. If you get to a red line or you get to a DE band and you start to see that kind of like accumulated interest there, it supports the idea, aha, that's the target. But then you're ahead of the pack, right? Now you know where you want that software to give you that activity indication at one of our key levels, right? Chalky, dude, Chalky, I'm sorry to hear it, bro. That sucks. You'll bounce back, dude. Always do. Yeah. I'm in the same boat. Like right now, I don't have an A+ setup today. I don't really have much on here. These are decent setups to kind of long off of this middle area, which I already did. But I don't see momentum coming out of this. I haven't seen a lot of volume. I haven't seen a lot of things pushing. I see a lot of the stocks being flat. It doesn't mean I think the market's going to sell off, but in times like this, I like to just wait in case it does, and I can grab it on the way back up. QQQ has about almost 300 points of drop, or Nasdaq has about 300 points of drop to hit those key levels, which is pretty crazy. So we're really far away from some support. Actually, I think hedge pressure is about like maybe 200 points away. 160 points away. So about right about here. SPY is the one that has a closer pivot. So we're going to be watching SPY a little bit better. Resilience just took a second leg down, you guys. So the market's starting to flip-flop. And we have the evidence ahead of time. Once the resilience is flipping, we're probably going to pull back a little bit. So those of you that are long are probably going to experience a little bit of a ride here. Resilience is never wrong. We've now tipped the scales. When you tip the scales on res, you always tell yourself it wants to be here. Now we're going to change the little sign here, resistance. So watch us fall down to the gap fill at yesterday's close, right here. The market is still overpriced relative to what the stocks are doing, so the probability is much higher that now we do resist off of that and go down. Your A+ setup is about 15 points lower on the S&P. That's what's coming up. Or your A++ would be that bear zone if we get it. So right about 70, give or take, is that S&P target. By proxy, bull zone bottom. Right. I have a gray line, do I? Okay. Okay. Where's all my text notes? Oh, there they are. Nope, there it is. Okay. I forgot to decorate my SPY chart. Well, there we go. 15 below about 70. Yep, right on 70. All the indications are good. So 90% a day should close above bull zone bottom. I'd like to see a flush push us to here, and I can get back in on that long there. Nice. Remove that just for now. Well, that's good, right? Patience could pay off today. Waited. Get a nice little flush here. Grab that back up from the bottom. The two A+ or better setups here, 70 and 60, are both really strong pivots. Hold on. Hello? All right, so that's better. It was digital because my mouse was like locking up a little bit. Check. I don't think it's the actual mouse itself. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna restart the audio engine. Check, check. Check, check, check. All right, is that better? I need to reboot. No, I didn't touch anything. Okay, we got sign language. Last thing I'm gonna say, my A+ setup is coming up. My mic is off. I sound like I can hear myself. It's funny. I'm gonna take this trade, and immediately when I lock into the trade, I'm gonna reboot my computer and get ready for my funded futures. It's just Windows garbage, yeah. I'm gonna restart the stream. Hold on. Hopefully better. I'm gonna have to reboot. Don't go anywhere. I'm gonna reboot. Oh, here it is. Check. You guys hear me now. All right, good. Wow, everything just reset. Like my whole this. Dude, all my settings, it was my little component broke. Everything reset. Me, I need a photo finisher. Hang tight, guys. I gotta do something real quick. All right, is this better? This better, guys? You should be able to hear me now. Can y'all hear me? All right, let me set this really quick. Dude, all my settings got wiped. Like everything's just gone. It's like it's like my device just defaulted to 0. And it's kind of funny because when I actually visited Trey's Matt, he uses the same thing that I use. And he had a new, it's the device that it's your soundboard that all your mics and everything plug into. And he actually said he got rid of this one because he said it sucked and it wasn't working and it had failures all the time. And now I see what he was talking about. All right, let's see if I can still hear myself. Okay. Okay, save profile. It's like all the settings just reset the default. Okay, so I can hear myself. Do I sound better? Hello, hello. Hello. Can you guys hear me? What the hell? I feel like my stream is on delay here. Okay. I feel like my stream is on delay here. Okay. I feel like my stream is on delay here. There we go. We're back, baby. There we go. Back, baby. Everybody refresh your stream. It should be back. All right, we need to get ready to go to My Funded Futures, though. So everybody head over to MFF. They're waiting for me right now. Let me mute this. Okay, everybody go here. Here's the there's an echo because I'm listening to myself. Everybody go here really quick. I need to pop up into StreamYard here. Okay, we'll see you guys later. No outro today. I love y'all. We're kind of in a hurry, so I got to run. So we'll see you guys over there. Everybody click that link. I'll be continuing trading there, and we'll go forward with a bunch of giveaways probably